So you have to wonder, is there anybody out there? Off-world Jawa egg juice. When it rains, it pours, but the Dark Jedi is back, and hopefully some of you are still out there in the galaxy, in the Outer Rim, ready for the Dark Jedi to make his triumphant return. There's so much to talk about. Man, technical issues going crazy right here at the 6 scale cantina. But I think I've got it worked out. I think the Dark Jedi is back. I don't think I'm the Hot Toys wizard, or am I the Hot Toys wizard? I think this is the Dark Jedi. It's kind of a little bit crazy. But listen, baby, my goodness gracious, where was the Dark Jedi with the Jango announcement? Where was the Dark Jedi with the Gideon announcement of these releases in Hong Kong? Are you kidding me? And I didn't even look at the pictures yet. I saw the couple on Instagram. So I went on Facebook today, picked out a couple that I could quickly put right here at 6scalecantina.com. We're running really late here today, but you're going to see my first reaction with the Jango Fett release in Hong Kong. You're going to get my first reaction with the Moff Gideon release in Hong Kong. You're going to get my analysis for what I think is going to happen the rest of this month with the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones. You're also going to get my analysis on what we're going to get the last week of the month at Celebration. There is a whole lot going on. Don't worry, the Dark Jedi is back. I'm doing much better. So much craziness over the last week. But I think I still have an intro to this channel. Let's go ahead and just dive into it. Thank you so much for your patience. Right now. Welcome to another episode of the Market Value Chart Show right here at 6 Scale Cantina. And in case you forgot who the heck I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington. And I will be serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk, along with a full panel of all of you. Let your questions come through, and maybe the Dark Jedi will answer some of these questions. And is it really me? I mean, is this me? Or is this me?
They call him the Wizard.
You have to wonder. Because really, the last week has been so insane. Maybe I am the Hot Toys Wizard. Or maybe I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington. And you have to wonder, is it possible that maybe I'm both? And you say whatever it is you're going to say. But listen, how the heck are you? I feel like I haven't seen you for an eternity. Unfortunately, I was not able to do my shows this weekend. Unfortunately, I was not able to do my show with Fabio, the market chart show with Aries and Fabio that we do on Mondays. It's been absolutely crazy. Things are all good now. Things are great. I've got off-world Jawa egg juice right now that is making everything so good and so much better. And listen, it's not like me to miss something like on Monday, a double release from Hot Toys for Star Wars for the anniversary, for the 20th anniversary for Attack of the Clones. Where the heck was I with that Jango release? Where the heck was I with that Moff Gideon release? And again, was handling some very, very top secret diplomatic mission, perhaps to Alderaan or the ruins of Alderaan, on a secret diplomatic mission. I didn't even have time to look at any of these pictures, but I am so looking forward to doing it for the first time with you here this evening. Oh my goodness gracious. And I tell you what, how crazy was it that on the anniversary of Attack of the Clones, we not only got one, but we got two releases for Star Wars from Hot Toys. And I tell you what, I'm really, really excited about that, because we've been getting one at a time and then two of them on both ends of the spectrum too. You got one from The Mandalorian in Moff Gideon, and then you got one related to Attack of the Clones. Very savvy move. Boy, we're going to get into all of this. But first, how the hell are you all? Let me go through some of these comments in here. My goodness gracious. AJ is in here. AJ, hello, friends. Hope all is well. AJ, let me know what table you're at. The Dark Jedi is serving it all up here at the Cantina on Tatooine. 6-scale Cantina on Tatooine. Come on. And H Green, what is going on? Good to have you in the house. 808 Michigan Jedi, slide me a bottle of Camino Mai Tai to table 88 with Grogu and I. So the first one of the day, the first catch of the day, 808 Michigan Jedi looking for Grogu at table 88. So let's go ahead and fill him up and fill Grogu up. Come on, baby. Man, it's so good to do that. Good to have 808 Michigan Jedi in here. Come on. Primetime Reviews is in the house. What is going on, buddy? Let's hit that like button, everyone. Grogu, good to have you in here, Primetime Reviews. Primetime Reviews has an awesome channel, guys, too. Don't forget to subscribe to Primetime Reviews. He's awesome. Good to have him in here. Mitchell, hey, Aries, good to be back. It's good to be back, my man. Good to be back. Carlito is in here. Hey, H Green. Hey, AJ Arguso. Good to have you in here. OG fan. Cantina, Aries, Wonder, Possible Wizard. Yes, Coffee, Grogu. We're waiting for Grogu again. Let's fill him up again at table 88 with the 808 Michigan Jedi. And for any of you that are sitting at table 88, who else is sitting at table 88? Come on now. Come on. Let me go up all these comments over here. Chase, what is going on, Chase? Good to have you in here. Hey, Aries, glad you're well. Me too, my friend. Me too. Crazy week. But we're here. We're here, man. Good to have you in here. Fat Batman's Collecting Nightmare. What's up, H Green? Still hot with the camera, as always, my guy. Yes, I'm quite beside myself, my friend. The Collector #1, Spotchka for some clone releases and some Jawa egg juice for those battle droids in the back. Listen, baby, I've been drinking the Jawa egg juice right here, the Collector #1. Good to have you in here, buddy. And don't think I don't got the Spotchka. Don't think I have like cases of Spotchka for you all. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. We got cans of whoop ass. We got wizard juice. And we even got some special Tauntaun stuff that Fabio uses. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, let's let's continue to go on some of these comments over here. MB Dyson, what is up to you? Love the enthusiasm, Aries. Fill me up at table 74. You got it. Table 74. Let's go ahead and fill him up. And table 74, we all know who sits there.
My powers have doubled since the last time we met, Count.
Good. Twice the pride, double the fall.
Count Dooku at table 74. Is it possible we're about to get a reissue of Count Dooku for Attack of the Clones? We're going to talk about that coming up over here as we continue to go on. Come on. All right. And we got Uncommon Flex in the house. Hello, Aries, and everyone in the chat. Uncommon Flex, what is up? Bob Dylan. He lives. You got to thank God and the Jawa egg juice. And the Jawa egg juice. Good to have Bob Dylan in here. H. Green, what is up to you? Single Songwriter is in the house. Welcome to the 6-Scale Cantina of Tatooine. Make sure you click the like button and remember to leave your droids outside. Well, then we all know Single Songwriter is sitting at table 10 with the pilots and the droids and those who travel with the pilots. So let's go ahead and fill him up right now at table 10.
How rude.
I think that was quite respectful, actually. Let's continue to go on here. And we have got the deputy. Aries has awakened. The Dark Jedi Awakens. Is that better than The Force Awakens? You let me know. What would be a better movie? The Dark Jedi Awakens or The Force Awakens? Let me know in the chat. Fat Batman, let's go. So happy to get that notification. Me too, brother. Thank you so much for coming in here. TK592. Took a nap, but I'm back. Thanks for your patience. It's been one heck of a week. TK592. Have you found CT Suckett? Because TK FOMO is looking all over the place for CT Suckett. He also can't find TK Bomi. So TK Bomi is missing. CT Suckett is missing. But I think we've seen TK FOMO quite a bit. Come on. 808 Michigan Jedi says, wife wants her Padme. She waited for you Sunday. Well, hello to you again, 808 Michigan Jedi, and hello to your wife as well. We're going to talk about Padme here because Padme, is it possible that we're still going to get Padme here before the end of this month? What are we going to get the rest of this week? What about next week? I do have some thoughts on that. We're going to break it down here today. Huntress, what is going on, girl? I'm ready to party with the Hot Toys Wizard. And Huntress, you don't even need to tell me what table you're at. Let's go ahead and fill you up at table 66 right now.
Good.
It's been a damn good freaking month for Star Wars Hot Toys. A damn good month. Joseph, what is going on? Where were you? I could not be seen. I could not be heard. And dun, dun, don't let me go ahead and recite old Hobbit songs. Anyway, good to have you in here. And the Puerto Rican Sith Lord is in the house. One of the newest Cantina insiders is in here. Coffee spilling time. Come on, baby. That's right. Coffee spilling time it is. And let me go ahead and fill you up at table 0.
So, you guys seen the Wangers?
Sure you don't want some coffee?
Table 0. We have the Puerto Rican Sith Lord there. Come on, baby. Come on. Cypher 9. What is going on, Cypher 9? Good to have you in here. And Link is in the house. Hey, Aries, how's it going? Paul Morales, he's back. Aries lives, says Carlito. That's no moon, says Single Songwriter. Joel Pellerin in the house. Inquisitors should start looking in Pennsylvania, not Tatooine. Goodness gracious. And let's see. Keep going. Oh my God, there's so many in here. I can't even go through over here. CT603. Aries is never going to get Justin's show like this. Look, I wouldn't get, but I may get on CNN with this, right? Or Fox News. Who the heck knows? Good to have you in here, CT603. Have you found TK Bomi? How about CT Suckett? Maybe we'll hear from TK FOMO. Who wants to hear from TK FOMO? later in the stream. Come on. Come on. I'm sure I'm going to miss some of you here, but keep chatting. Diablo Fett. Ares, pull your Star Destroyer out of the asteroid field so that you can send a clear transmission. I'm going to some of the comments while people were watching, but good to have Diablo Fett in here. Valiant Archer, good to have you. And Chase Strickland, good to have you as well. Let's continue to go down some of these comments that are in here. Van City, Collectibles Gaming. What's up, everyone? At table 66, spilling my coffee, waiting for my Anakin and PO'd C-3PO and Battle Droid. Let's go. Let's fill you up at table 66, baby. Come on. Bad, oh bad. And Fat Fatma is also at table 66. What else do I got there?
Good.
Really? No one is at table 44? No one's at the cold table?
Oh, really? You're cold?
And is anybody here at table 5? We've filled up table 88, but Grogu with the Force bounces back and forth. Come on. Bugman, Aries, good to see you. Lane Kramer, Lane is in there. Hey, Aries, LOL, finally got you. Jeff Sitharama, well, hello there. And if I missed any of you in here, just keep going on to the chat. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's get into it, baby. We've already got 72 in here. Go ahead and smash that like button. And welcome to Live and Raw here on a Wednesday evening. As they say, better late than never. But I am here. It has been an absolutely crazy week for the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, who serves up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk. But I'm back, baby, like Eric Bischoff, and better than ever. Let's get into some of this crazy madness here. So if you don't have 6-scale Cantina bookmarked, you may want to consider doing so, because it has all of the latest news for Star Wars Hot Toys. And not only for Hot Toys, the latest releases, not only for Hot Toys, the latest announcements, not only for Hot Toys, all your secondary market news, what's trending up, what's trending down, all your secondary market prices that you can get here for Star Wars and Marvel, which is under construction, and then all the Hot Toys soon to be coming here over the next several months, also at 6scalecantina.com. But also because you get all the latest news on everything going on with the Dark Jedi, with the Hot Toys Wizard, and 6-scale Cantina. So definitely bookmark it. You could see here, this is the banner for the show. So if you had this bookmarked, you would have known that later today, which is going on right now, that we would be having this show right here that you see on the side of the screen. And look at that banner there, May 2022, Star Wars Celebration, 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones, the Wizards analysis, plus Jango and Gideon, first reaction. We're going to go ahead and get into that right now. But definitely bookmark the site. And then you can see my last show, all the way back from May 11th, me looking so dapper right there. And you can see right here the breaking news. Look at the breaking news. So let me actually lay this down for you all on what has transpired here the month of May from Hot Toys for Star Wars. This is very, very important. Look at this right here. Latest here, just from May 16th, just from the anniversary of Attack of the Clones. We not only get one, but we get two bombshell releases for Star Wars. We get the Jango Fett that many of us were anticipating was going to happen on the anniversary of Attack of the Clones. But not only did we get Jango Fett, we actually get Moff Gideon as well. We get two releases at once. Scrolling down from that, this is the other announcement from Hot Toys back on May 5th. We are preparing for more collectibles from Star Wars Attack of the Clones to celebrate the 20th anniversary. Stay tuned on our next wave of thrills we're going to break into when this wave of thrills is going to happen. It didn't happen on the anniversary. Instead, you got not one, but you got two figures on the anniversary. What does this mean? Are we still getting the wave of thrills? Yes. Just when? We're going to dive into that. And then look right over here. C-3PO, R2-D2, Phase 1 Clone Trooper, the Battle Droid, the Pilot Clone Trooper, all from May 4th. Then look at this, the tease of C-3PO and R2-D2, of course, let's not forget. Also, the official release in Hong Kong of Anakin. So a lot that transpired as to what the Dark Jedi was warning you about. I felt like before the end of the month, remember I was saying that we would probably get, before the end of the month, 3 or 4 Hong Kong releases. So staying with the releases, we've already got 3. I said 3 to 4. I hope we get more. We got the Anakin, that's 1. Scrolling back up, we got Moff Gideon, that's 2. And now we got Jango Fett, that's 3. So we got 3. Will we get 4? I believe we will before the end of the month, but I said 3 to 4. I also said a plethora of announcements, which we already got, obviously. Again, with the Battle Droid, with the Clone Trooper Pilot, with the Clone Trooper, with the R2-D2, and with the diecast C-3PO. So we got that. So if you go to 6scalecantina.com, here's your latest news. On the breaking news, I have it broken down May 1st to May 16th. Jango, Moff Gideon, tease for another wave of thrills. These 5 figures from May 4th, a tease of C-3PO and R2 before it came to fruition, and of course the Anakin. So a lot going on right now in the month of May with Star Wars for Hot Toys, for sure. Continuing to go down this list right here. When you go down 6scalecantina.com, we're not going to get into this episode, but you can see right here, maybe we will later, but I'm going to save this for the next episode on Friday. Recent biggest movers. You see this on your screen right now. The Snow Trooper, Empire Strikes Back. Shore Trooper, OG, trending down. Leia Endor, brand new, up over here. Royal Guard trending up. Shore Trooper trending down. Kylo Ren trending down. Princess Leia, A New Hope trending up. A lot of crazy stuff over here. Princess Leia, A New Hope. Kylo Ren on the biggest mover section. Royal Guard on the biggest mover section. Clone Trooper, Shore Trooper on the biggest mover section. We got a lot going on over here. We're going to break down later on in the week for you when I come back. I'm going to come back with a few shows over here. Star Wars versus Marvel. You take a look at it right now. We had the Doctor Strange official announcement as well, which that movie was awesome. I did see the Multiverse of Madness. And now we have 33 pre-orders for Marvel in 2023 when you go to the Star Wars versus Marvel Hot Toys pre-order and in-store comparison versus the 10 pre-orders in 2023 now, thanks to May 4th for Star Wars. 10 for Star Wars in 2023, 33 for Marvel, which includes that Doctor Strange for 2023. But now when you get to Star Wars 2022, unreleased Hong Kong pre-orders doesn't include deluxe, non-deluxe. It just puts those all into one, those type of things. You only have 16 now for Star Wars, still have 30 for Marvel. And you can see right here at the very bottom of 6scalecantina.com, Star Wars 1/6/2022 remaining releases. Just with the 3 that happened this month, it's looking a lot different, right? Because look, I'll scroll back up to show you. You had Anakin here. And then after Anakin, you had Moff Gideon and Jango. I was just saying there'd be 3 or 4. And now all of a sudden, I said it was going to be around 15 to 16 unreleased Hong Kong pre-orders. We're at 16. And we're at 30 for Marvel. So we're in a pretty good spot. You got 1 remaining for the first quarter that didn't come out, the Grogu set. You got 5 remaining, not including the deluxe multiples, that type of thing for second quarter. Bo-Katan, Luke 40th, Dark Trooper, Echo, Mando, and Blurg, and of course, including into that the Blurg by itself. Third quarter, Ahsoka, Rosario Dawson, both versions, Hunter, Scout Trooper, Quill and Blurg, that's 4, and Quill. And then Star Wars fourth quarter, you got the Chrome Mando, Luke DX, Boba Fett repaint, Jesse, Vaughn, and the Swoop Bike. So much, much better shape right now. So a lot to dive into here today, folks. Let's go into the latest news. Jango Fett and Moff Gideon. And let me pull this up on the screen because this is going to be the very first time that I actually look at these photos. I have not looked at these. You are going to get the Dark Jedi's very first impressions of Jango Fett and Moff Gideon. Let's start with Jango Fett. Like I said, it's good to be back. I wish I could have been on here to share the joy with you all this week. We're sharing the joy on Wednesday here. I looked at a couple of photos like this one, not too closely, to just get it up on the website. Of course, on Instagram, I saw that it was released. So we'll go ahead and look, and I'll give you my true impressions. Been going through some things, so I have not been tainted with anybody else's opinion. I actually, even with my good friends Fabio and Dante, I have no idea even what they think of this. So to be completely honest with you, I have no idea what anybody's saying. But you're going to get my fresh view on what I think of this Jango first for sure. Let's go to some of these comments over here before I go ahead and do that. Lane says, I am guessing by end of May, we will probably have another 4 to 5 by the end of May during celebration. I think you're going to get more than that, for sure. But before I go ahead and do that, I think the Hot Toys Wizard might be here. I don't know. I just came back. I can't have a wizard interruption right when I've been gone for so long. Cigar, right?
What's up?
Is there any cigar? Because then you're the Hot Toys Wizard.
No, I didn't bring it downstairs. What's going on? What are you guys talking about?
Oh, I just came on. I was kind of really late, but listen, you're coming in here joining me, so let's go, baby. Come on.
Let's go.
I actually just started. We've got 100 in here, and Fabio is in here. Fabio, how the hell are you doing?
I'm good, man. Just finished soccer. My foot's killing me, but I'm good.
Let me serve you up. You want some off-road Jow egg juice?
Oh, I left my drink too. Unbelievable.
Come on, baby. Come on. Well, listen, good to have Fabio in here. Fabio, I was just saying that this is going to be my first impressions. I was giving everyone a lowdown. I don't even got your impressions. I don't have Dante's impressions. I don't have any of the people, all our friends here. I haven't looked at anybody's channel. I haven't looked at any of the stuff. But let's go ahead. I'm going to go first. I'm going to give my impressions a little bit, Fabio. Come in and jump in with me as I do this. This is the first time I'm going to look at these pictures. And let me go ahead and share with everybody here what I think. So this is the first one. Man, I mean, I saved this to be with everybody here to look at this. This looks like the scene from the movie when he's actually using the Slave One. Man, this looks good. This looks really, really good. Let me go to more pictures, though, because I want to get a good brief there. Blow this up a little bit. The wear and tear so far from what I'm seeing with the weathering looks perfect for what I would want with this figure. I don't want it too weather torn. I want a pretty clean Jango Fett from Attack of the Clones, but I want some of that realism with the weathering. So far, Fabio, for me, looking really, really good. Let me get the back end of this figure over here. I haven't even seen this. I don't go for those shooting, little things that they put there, but it's cool that they have it come with it. But the wear and tear on the backpack looks nice.
And you get 2 backpacks too, which is really nice.
You get 2 backpacks?
2 backpacks, yep.
Oh, I didn't even get there yet, buddy. I didn't even get there. Let's look at this helmet a little bit closer up.
Beautiful.
The weathering, dude. Did I miss it on the prototype, or am I just seeing this? I feel like this is a little bit more accentuated, or more than I thought we were going to get, and I absolutely love this weathering. Was this expected?
I think it looks like the prototype. I think it's, pretty close to what we were shown. I don't think we paid attention to, the damaging or the scuffing because we were so excited that he was announced and it was, we had pictures of it. So I don't think anybody paid attention to that, but it looks great like this.
It does. I certainly wasn't paying attention to it for whatever reason. I kind of thought everybody here in the chat, and as I'm talking with Fabio, we weren't going to get this level of weathering. But I probably, like Fabio said, just wasn't calculating it. Even on the what are those wrist and arm apparatuses?
It's like a gauntlet type thing.
They're everything's nice. Look at the back end on the left arm there.
Yeah.
On the inside, every detail.
Beautiful figure. Yep.
Jeez. Okay, let's look at this head sculpt. This is the second one I'm looking at. I haven't dived into it. Oh man, look at them trying to blow that up.
Yep.
Man, that looks.
And this is like
sweet, dude.
Figures like these is why I get multiples, because if you're gonna display Jango with the helmet on, which is fine, I feel like you're missing out on such a beautiful head sculpt. Not to use it and have it sit in the box. So that's why I order multiples, because of situations like this. To have this in the box, I think it's a sin.
Yeah, I agree. And Starkiller says here, Fabio, 2 different jetpacks and a poncho plus the head sculpt. I'm contemplating on getting a second Jango.
You have
I don't think it's just a weathering that I missed up on. Everyone in the chats you're watching the Dark Jedi's first impressions, because I wasn't able to give it earlier this week. Did the original one come with 2 jetpacks too, or am I losing my mind? Or is this new?
I don't remember that being announced at all.
Me either.
I'm not complaining.
Someone in the chat let me know, whether it's Starkiller or anybody in the chat. Do you actually remember if 2 jetpacks were in was that secret base? Maybe I didn't look at secret base close. I don't remember it being in the prototype.
On Sideshow, it shows you from the beginning what it was supposed to be. I don't remember though.
I don't remember. Yeah. Oh my goodness gracious. Lane Kramer says, I think armor, outfit, and accessories is amazing, which to me makes up for anything lacking in facial sculpt. Absolutely. I'm just diving into the facial sculpt now. We'll get to more of these comments over here. I think the head sculpt over here looks spot on. Perfect. Look at those eyes. That's perfect. It's not like he's staring blank, like it's some kind of horror movie stare. It looks like he's supposed to be focused right there, in his ship, and it looks like he is.
And that headset looks beautiful on him too. It looks really, really well on him. Looks really good. Fits really well.
This looks good too. The brow,
yep,
the hair. I want to get to a bigger version of the head sculpt. Staying with this here.
Cool. The flame effects are always really cool.
I don't remember the helmet being this weathered. I really dig it. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, I don't remember paying attention to that either, but it looks great. It looks really, really good.
Yeah, because I put a lot of these images up, even on past banners, everybody, for 6-scale Cantina. I don't remember that. And maybe it's just that looks good too. That looks really, really good. We'll try and get to more of that.
It's funny you bring that up, because I feel like, now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like it was all clean when it was first announced.
Yeah, I really do. I don't remember.
I don't know why I'm thinking about that now. I feel like it was just straight, shiny, not battle damage, but not weathered and stuff like that. So you might be right.
Yeah, look at these gauntlets, for instance. Again, everybody, welcome to Live and Raw with the Dark Jedi Aries Tarrington, going through everything here that transpired this week for Star Wars from Hot Toys. Obviously, the Jango Fett, Moff Gideon next. I told you the whole plan of the program earlier. My friend Fabio is able to join me here since I started so late with technical difficulties. As I said, when it rains, it pours. But 6-scale Cantina's here. Keep telling me what table you're at. But for everybody in the chat and you, Fabio, like when I look at these gauntlets again and above the waist, I don't remember this type of weathering.
Yeah, no,
I really don't.
Not me neither at all.
But I like it.
I remember. See, like this. Look how clean he looked here. I think that's what I remember, at least. If you zoom in, that's when you see the scuffing. But I feel like I didn't notice it because it was from far away.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, because he does look a lot cleaner.
See, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Even there.
Yeah.
And it could have been the lighting there. It looks now when you blow it up here, you see the weathering.
Yep. It makes sense.
Absolutely, it does. Boy, the photographers here did a really, really good job.
Yep.
On some of these. All right, let's go to this other head sculpt.
Look at
And
that.
hope,
That looks so nice.
dude, that looks like a scene from the movie. This one right here.
Yeah.
This one looks like this like the other one where he was in the ship. That other picture, that looks fantastic.
Yeah, it looks like a scene, like a picture of a movie. He looks like a real person right there. It's sick.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Now check this one out.
Look at that.
This one, he has a stare different than what I've noticed so far. So if we took at the picture where he was in the ship and he was looking at the dashboard of his ship, he looked very purposeful, like he was trying to like he was navigating some coordinates. But here he's almost looked like he's deep in thought. Doesn't he look like he's in thought? Here,
yeah.
Like it's a different expression, which is really good for the head sculpt.
And it's crazy that the angles make it look like he's making different expressions, which is really cool.
Yeah. So let me know what you all think of this head sculpt right now. The Dark Jedi's. And Fabio, what was it? Tell me now what you thought of the head sculpt as I continue to go through. Did you like this earlier in the week?
Absolutely, no complaints. We always got to wait until because obviously we got the prototype first. We always got to wait for the final product. And I feel like there's no complaints, all around. Me personally, I love it. Can't wait to get it. Look at the scar above his eye, super cool. Look at the ones on the other eye, really, really nice, very detailed. The hair looks great, perfect to me. 9 out of 10.
Yeah, if you want my impressions, I agree with Fabio. I give it a 20 out of 10 for sure. No, but I agree with that assessment. Man, everybody, you're getting my first impressions, and these pictures are the first time, certainly the first time I've ever seen these head sculpts. This is the first time the Dark Jedi is seeing this week, and my whole thing is, holy moly, this looks great. And here's the thing that I'm getting from going through some of these pictures. I feel like it has versatility. I feel like it has life breathed into it, like we've been talking about, Fabio, with a lot of these releases lately. Sometimes you can get statues or ornaments, things you put on, Christmas trees, or ornaments you put on shelves. Different, even some figures where it's like a dead stare. It's like a wax museum. It's kind of like, okay, kind of get it. But this looks really real. It looks lifelike. It looked like if someone were to blow in a spirit or a soul into this action figure, it can really come to life. And that's the tail of the tape for me. It's always what I'm looking for, and I'm getting it on different angles, and it doesn't have rolling eye function. So to me, this is, you're saying 9 out of 10, right there with you. This looks sensational.
And one more thing, when you get figures like this, for example, a figure with a head sculpt and a helmet, there's only so many ways that you could display these figures. I feel like with Jango, though, you have so many possibilities and so many different ways of displaying him. You got poncho without head sculpt and guns. You got no poncho without head sculpt. You got poncho and helmet. You got poncho, no poncho and helmet. You got guns. You got no guns. You got, backpack, no backpack. You got missile, no. Like, there's so many ways to use everything in this figure, and it's amazing.
Yeah, and going through some of these comments, let's go ahead and flash some of these on before I go ahead and continue. And if I miss some of you, just keep chatting in there. I will get to you to put that in there for sure. Hazard Blue, the sculpt is softer than the Proto, a little bit of a downgrade. Okay, that's what he's seeing there. I didn't look at the but that sometimes that a lot happens, right? Hazard Blue says that. Do you agree with that, Fabio?
I feel like it always is, because you never get that same translation of detail from the prototype to when they mass produce it. And
it's like the master. It's like the master.
Correct. And when you get it in hand, it looks even softer than it does in the pictures, because you don't really get to see the detail, from far away. You got to really get close and stare at it so you can see the little speckles, of the paint and all that stuff. So so that happens all the time.
808 says, not doing PO anymore. I'll just buy him once he's in. Totally agree with that. There's no question for this one to do that. Single go ahead.
I think when it comes to pre-ordering at this point, What you guys really have to worry about, selling out is the exclusives, the special editions. Those are the ones you got to worry about. The regular figure, you have plenty of time. For example, they make a figure without an exclusive tag on it or a special edition tag on it. Don't worry about it. It'll be there. But if they do two versions and you'll have an exclusive and a regular, pre-order the exclusive because that's going to be the first one to sell out always.
And listen, we got 106 in here. You're watching Aries Live and Raw. Special guest Fabio from Fab's Figures jumping in here with me. Please go ahead and smash that like button. Good to be back. You're seeing my first impressions on this Jango Fett. I agree with that 808 Michigan Jedi. And here's the thing interesting about what you just said, Fabio. Honestly, and I want to point this out, and I know you and I have had some conversations offline about this. So I've also spoke about this on many of my shows and podcasts. It's really no different than when I first came on over here and what we've been dealing with Hot Toys the last several years. Because you never really, with anything, had to pre-order it immediately. Because if you go all the way back on things that hit waitlist before it ever got in stock, you're talking about the Mud Trooper. Certainly well before any of this Storm talk, Mud Trooper happened. You talk about, the heavy infantry Mandalorian. You talk about Rey with 3 weeks. So the thing of it is, and I've always said this since I came on, even before any of this stuff, but not even before all this talk. For the most part, and for me, this when I first started the channel, I only pre-order once the final production photos come out, and then I go ahead and pre-order it, or I wait for it to get in stock, because you usually got several months there at that point. It's just that eventually at the end of the day, these figures will sell out. Depending on what time of year, they sell out quicker. They all go in, and then usually the end of a year, beginning of a year, it's a little bit more slow going, and then all that stuff will happen. It's the same thing over and over. You're still going to have this year a figure or two, and a figure next year or two that are going to hit wait lists before it ever gets in stock. But that's just the nature of what they do, and the nature of sometimes if they produce lower quantities on certain figures, which are certainly going to do now on a lot of these. But there's no way to really tell on that. You should never go out and just pre-order everything. Correct. Because you're going to get a Mud Trooper once in a while. You're going to get a heavy infantry Mandalorian once in a while. You're going to get a Rey once in a while. But when you follow the market trends and stuff like that, sometimes you could figure out like a figure like Rey before that does happen. But again, you didn't have to actually buy the Rey, Fabio, when the final when it was on pre-order. You could have waited till the final production photos came out. You could have waited till they started shipping over here. You just can't wait. You just don't got typically months upon months or a year once it gets in stock to order it, because then that's when you're playing with fire, my friend.
Right. And it's funny you mentioned Rey, because that's another thing. Women, female characters in general, they're always, and I've said this plenty of times, they always make a lot less. So that's another, thing you got to be careful with. Don't wait. If you're planning on waiting for a female character until she's released, should be okay. Just to be safe, just make sure, it's up to you again. If you feel like you got to worry about something and it's a hot character and it's a female, you're safer just pre-ordering it. Because again, they make limited amounts of females always. So just be careful with that. But any other figure, if it's on a deluxe or not deluxe, a special edition or an exclusive, you don't have to worry about it.
Well, I'm going to miss some of the comments over here, but I'm going to do my best. So keep commenting, and I'll get you up over there. I'm just an old guy setting the controls for the Heart of the Sun. Call out to some of you Floyd fans out there over here. Single Songwriter states in here, the swap out dent in the helmet was not part of the original announcement. So that's another thing, Fabio. We didn't see all this weathering to the detail we're seeing now, and they may have cranked it up a little bit. I don't remember the 2 jetpacks either. And I don't remember a swap out dent in the helmet. Do you?
I don't remember that at all.
Wow. Wow. So they're really stepping it up with this release. Thank you, Single Songwriter. Brandon Altman says, sometimes too clean feels cheap. Yeah, I don't feel that with this one. But for some reason, with the prototype, I felt like it was going to be very, very clean. And this doesn't look so clean. It looks so right. You know what I mean, Fabio? Like so right. Like perfect.
Well, clean. I mean, Clean depends on the figure. There are some figures that need to be clean because that's just what they are. For example, Stormtroopers, they're all plain, clean white. Just like you have your scuffed, more battle damage, suits for troopers as well. But it just depends on the figure. Depending on the figure, on the character, you're gonna get the perfect, or hopefully the perfect amount of scuffing on it that belongs and would look good in there. If this figure was 100% clean, I think it still would be perfect, but the scuffing and the damaging and the scratches gives it more character, in my opinion. So I think that's what makes it look better.
Yeah, and putting this in here from Puerto Rican Sith Lord, I have him pre-ordered, but would love to get a second Jango Fett to display. Boy, seeing that a lot in here. A lot of you saying that you may get multiples of this figure. I think that they that tells me right off the bat, they hit it out of the park.
And remember, there's a chance that when are they going to reissue this ever again? You know what I mean? Another anniversary.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So you gotta really, and if it's something that you're really thinking about, because remember, this is a very, very popular character. I'm not saying they're gonna sell out, quickly, but you never know. So if you're just thinking about getting a second one, don't wait too long for that.
Totally agree. 115 in here watching live at Raw. The Dark Jedi is back. It's good to be back, baby. What table are you at? Let me know. Let's go ahead and fill up table 77 right now.
This is where the fun begins.
I think we're already having fun. It's so much fun doing this. It's so good to be in here. Mandalorian Huntress. And she says Jango is hot. Yeah, this is a hot head sculpt. I didn't get past it. I just try to go right with you there. Carlito says, this looks good to me. Not sure why some aren't liking it. Yeah, no, it seems like everyone likes it here. I know Fabio and I like it. But I think with every release, there were people who didn't like the Boba Fett. They thought he looked like Humpty Dumpty with the 2-pack Boba Fett. But I think that one's great too. But you're always going to get that. Some people,
I personally haven't heard anybody disliking it at all. I haven't heard a single person saying, oh, I don't like this. So I don't know.
Yeah, P-Rockzilla is in the house. What is going on, P-Rock? So I got to ask you, P-Rock, who do you got, Caitlin Vera? Or do you got the Holly Holm, the preacher's daughter, this coming Saturday? Her last 2 fights, she's fighting the way that she should fight. I'm actually surprised that she's not fighting Nunez, but the reason she's not is because Juliana beat Nunez, and now they're going to have that rematch. But Holly, I think, is going to win this fight, and I think she's going to get the winner between Pena and Nunez. You got to let me know. Good to have him in here. And Dark Seeds in the house. Moff and Jango arrived from overseas. 2 fantastic releases. Let me know what you think of that head sculpt in person there, Dark Seed. Come on. Mark is in the house. Mark says, I will be displaying mine with the helmet on. There you go. Aries, will you go with the battle damage top or the regular top? So let's go on. We'll try and get into some more of the comments over here. What does he mean? I got to get to more of what this comes with, Fabio. This head sculpt looks great, though. Let's go to some more pictures. Look at the weathering here.
No, that's really nice, man. Really, really nice.
Yeah, I didn't get this type of impression. Like, look at the gauntlets again, the arms, dude. I didn't get that kind of feel. Where's these 2 jetpacks though? Where is that? I didn't get this feel. Like, look at this here. I didn't think it was this dirty.
Yeah, because in that other picture we looked at, it looks super clean from far away. So that's why we didn't think that it would look like this. But this is beautiful. Look at the helmet.
Yeah, and it looks like that's the dent version.
Look at the dents. Yeah, it's got a couple dents on there. Look at it, left and right.
I felt maybe it's secret base that I saw, perhaps maybe a attachment for the helmet on that. I don't really remember. Oh, look at this. It looks like he's at a disco here.
And look how shiny he looks. He looks so clean there.
Yeah, he looks very clean, especially the helmet. It looks like it's versatile, the way that you the way that you photograph it as well. Okay, here we go. Let's look at this. A lot of people are going to display it like this, Fabio, and I'll tell you why. It's kind of like this how I display my Rex. This is how I display my Cody. And you know why?
Well, you get
Because the head
Oh,
sculpt is Hot Toys. I mean, just that head sculpt is so damn good. That's good. He doesn't look he doesn't look like he's pondering here. Again, it looks like the focus look, and I think it's just the lighting or the way that you're able to position the head sculpt, which means it's a really good head sculpt. It's versatile in that regard. This has a lot of life, dude.
yeah, no, looks great. Looks great. And I can't wait to get them. I know I'm going to be one of the first ones to get mine from Sideshow. So I'm very excited about that.
What do you think about this what is it, a leather vest over the cloth? Looks
No,
pretty
that's
cool.
that's all cloth, I think, but it looks like it's a different material from the lighting, but it's all the same shit. Look at that.
Wow. Ooh, this is hot.
See,
So
you
you
can
get
have,
two jetpacks. Where's the two jetpacks?
you'll see when you see all the accessories together, you'll see that there's two different ones. One's like more comic book style, and then the other one's like a more realistic style.
I don't think I'm going to get it in these final production photos, though. I may have to go to the Sideshow.
Oh yeah, Sideshow will show
Let me
you.
actually go to that right now, everybody. We're going to go take a look at that. Then we're going to get into the Moff Gideon. My impressions on here, 20 out of 10. Fabio gives it 9 out of 10, which basically means we think the same thing about this figure. It's absolutely out of the park. Let me go ahead and get to Jango Fett over here, and let me just pull this up to 72 a page. And where is Jango here? Jango. When we get to it, let's actually see with everything that it comes with. And here we go. Okay, let's blow this up, everybody. Wow. I mean, looks like the dented head sculpt, so they did show that in here.
Yep.
You have the apparatus that goes around his head, you know, the
headset.
The headset. Man, it's a lot of stuff.
That's a lot of stuff. That's what I mean. There's so much. Look at the 2 packs.
Oh, yeah, that other jetpack. Yeah.
So the one on the left, the one on the left looks like more comic book with those really bright colors, and then the other one looks more natural.
Yeah. Yeah, and this has some weathering on it now that I'm looking at it now that I pulled it up. Like I see on the left side. I feel like the one we're looking at, the helmet looks even more weathered. And maybe on the right side, like if you look at this picture, the way they shine in on it, it almost looks like his left face. It's very bright, so you can see the more weathering on that cheek, if you will.
Because of the light, yep.
Yeah, so maybe that's what it is. So it's just the lighting, but man, it's a good figure.
But look at the big picture of him on the left with the helmet. There's no dents on that helmet. You notice?
Yeah, no, none. Yeah, boy, this is a killer release. And let's look at some of these.
A lot of accessories, a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it looks the same to me. It looks pretty, man, they hit it. Let's go ahead and go back. Jango on the Facebook page, pulling this back up. Yeah, that's hard, dude. That's hard. That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, man. All right. Let's go to some comments, and then we're going to go to Moff Gideon over here. We have 120 watching. You're watching live and raw. I am the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, and I am serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk. It's good to be back. You're getting my first impressions of Jango Fett. Holy smokes. It looks absolutely unbelievable. But we got not only just a Jango Fett, we got 2 figures on the anniversary for Attack of the Clones. I'm going to pull off Moff Gideon now because you're really going to get my first impressions on Moff Gideon. I can't wait to look at the Giancarlo Esposito head sculpt and see what it finally came out to. Let's go ahead and dive into it. But before we do, because I haven't been able to come on, Fabio, were you surprised that we not only got one? I think we all do, and a lot of us were thinking we were going to get Jango Fett for the 20th anniversary for Attack of the Clones. We did get it that Monday. It happened right after midnight, right around that time. We got it. Were you surprised that we've got 2 releases in Hong Kong? That was great. It's great. I was actually saying at the beginning of the show, I was suggesting that we would get 3 to 4 releases besides just all the crazy announcements before the end of the month. We're already at 3. We got the Clone Wars Anakin, we got the Jango, and we got the Gideon we talked about. You surprised we got 2 at one time? I thought it was a very pleasant and welcome surprise.
I was surprised in a good way because I didn't expect, even though we had those 5, that day, I didn't expect 2, these 2 at least back to back like that. If anything, I would have thought, Jango and maybe a Dark Trooper, you know what I mean? And then hold off on Moff Gideon. But the fact that they did these 2 together, 2 head sculpts back to back, that's awesome. You know what I mean? They didn't give us a trooper and a head sculpt. They gave us 2 head sculpts, which is a big deal. You know what I mean? They can easily give us, 2 troopers. It's not a big deal. 2 head sculpts, though, huge deal. So that's why I was shocked. But it was a good shock. And yeah, like you said, we're waiting for there's so much more to come.
Let's put some of these comments up. We're going to go to Moff Gideon right now. Let me know what table you're at. I will go ahead and fill you up. I already know that the 808 Michigan Jedi is in here, and many of you sitting with him at table 88. So let's refill you and all of you and Grogu right now. Let me know who's at table 5, because Grogu jumps back and forth using the Force. We already know the Mandalorian Huntress is at table 66 with this guy. Who else is in danger at table 66? Or perhaps you're handling the Emperor right now, just like the Huntress is. And who's at the cold table, table 44, any of the 40 tables?
Oh, really? You're cold?
No,
you have Brian at table 47.
Who's at table 47?
Brian Tan, table 47.
Brian is at table 47. Goodness gracious, he's got the headset on like Jango Fett. Let's go ahead and fill up table 47. That's also a very cold table.
He's celebrating already with the headset.
Well, let's go ahead and give him this different type of headgear.
Right, I'll see you shortly. There's a meteorite that hit the ground near here. I want to check it out. It won't take long.
All the 40s are very, very cold tables. My goodness gracious, come on. Mandalorian Huntress says, who would like to join me at table 66? Come on. Who dares join her? They're having a fun time over there. I mean, just look at them all doing this.
That's the table that likes fireball shots.
The Puerto Rican Sith Lord is at table 66. Goodness gracious. Good. I hope the freaking off-world Jawa egg juice is that freaking good. Oh no, table 0 is out of coffee. I have to play table 0 again, Fabio. We all know who's at table 0.
So, you guys seen the Wangos?
Sure you don't want some coffee?
That movie is so great. Oh my god. I haven't seen it in so long.
Aries, MB Dyson, before we get into Moff Gideon, MB Dyson 829 says, Aries, will Snowspeeder Luke be one of the celebration releases? Fingers crossed. So you have to wonder, is it possible, MB Dyson 829? And we're going to get into that a little bit later in this episode. That is part of the banner, which I'm going to give you my rest of the month analysis, not only on Celebration, but on the 20th anniversary for Attack of the Clones, because the thing of it is, we actually didn't get that next wave of thrills. So we have to dissect that, because they said Attack of the Clones, specifically wave of thrills. Celebration was a different announcement. Could it be the same thing? Is it different? We'll talk about it. I get to talk about it with Fabio a little later. It's going to be very, very interesting indeed. All right, let's go ahead and get to P-Rockzilla is at table 69. I don't know if I have an appropriate, I don't know if I have an appropriate, I don't have an appropriate clip for table 69. What? I don't know. I don't think I have one that works. Maybe this.
How rude.
All right. So listen, let's go ahead and get on to the next one here. This is my first impressions. Okay. All right. Fabio, I'm gonna go through these a little bit. Okay, here we are. I got Moff Gideon blown up. Okay, very, very nice. Very, very nice. Let me hold my complete thoughts on this head sculpt as I go through. That's kind of blown up. Very, very good detail. Excellent eyes, excellent wrinkles. Looks just like him here in my view. Let me pull this up because I know this is all about the head sculpt. So I want to get a few in over here. Very, very nice. Hard. I'm just looking at the head. Let me look at the head sculpt first. Oh, this scene is freaking sick. Absolutely sick. Absolutely sick. Let me get more impressions on this. That looks damn good right there. That looks damn good. Let me open this up over here. Very, very nice. And opening this up over here. Crap, that looks really, really good. Dark saber. Okay, I get a side view. Hot diggity damn, he looks good. Holy fro. All right, here we go now, too. Yes, very, very good. Oh, okay, here we go. Right head on, spot on. He's looking right at me.
Look at that. Look at the detail on that.
I'm going to be honest with you guys and gals. I think this is money. I really, really like it. I think it looks better than what we originally saw with the prototype. I mean, the detail looks fantastic. The skin, his eyes, the texture on his face. He's looking right at me. He looks menacing. He's looking like he's looking at Din Djarin. He's looking like maybe at some points the way he's looking at Grogu. He looks serious. He doesn't look out of place. He doesn't look like he's in a coma. He doesn't look like he's, just some kind of, dead stare doll. This looks like a lot of life. I don't know, Fabio. My impressions on this right now is it's really, really hot, and they hit this out in the park. You talk to me on what you think. I'm going to go through more as I look through more.
Same thing. Beautiful head sculpt. We talked about it yesterday on Joel's stream. I have no complaints about this. The texture, it looks like it's got texture, the detail, the wrinkles on his cheeks, like you said, the skin, everything. You see the wrinkle marks on his forehead, which is crazy. Everything about it. The only thing, that I was going to point out was if you look at the suit, his suit is 100% clean. There's not a single scuff mark on it. Now, picture that with some battle damaging or scuffing on it. I think it'll change the entire figure because it's that, and I'm not complaining. I'm not saying that, it's too clean. That's not what I'm saying at all. He looks great clean, but think about adding some scuffing, which is what I plan on doing. If anybody knows somebody who could add some scuffing to a figure, please message me and let me know because I bought 3 of these for that reason. I want to leave one regular and then battle damage one, not crazy, just some scuffing on it, but I have no complaints about this beautiful figure. And look at this face.
Oh, this is Giancarlo. They captured him perfectly. And just looking at this right here, people know absolutely that this is Moff Gideon. And this looks like a shot frozen right from the movie in the background over there where he's on this ship. Absolutely. Let's go through some of the more pictures right here. Let's look at the side view because that gives us a lot. When you're turning the figure on the side, this looks absolutely great. Because sometimes I've had head sculpts where you turn it all the way on there and it doesn't have the likeness of that character when he's turning that way. Looks great to me on that angle. Look at the texture with the ears. It looks just like him. It doesn't look like I'm wondering who that is. Oh, look at that. With the darksaber swinging it.
Yeah. I love, and that's something really cool that Hot Toys started doing. Those effects of the blade, like swinging the blade. I think that was the coolest addition to the figures, because you could actually get, action poses with these attachments to the swords, which, changes the. If you're a poser, you could get really, really good poses out of these figures, and these attachments are really, really nice to get you to make these poses work even better. So I love that Hot Toys has been doing this for pretty much every figure since they started.
Yeah, and I was a little bit on the fence with this because of this character, and I know they're moving to Grand Admiral Thrawn, but I usually get every Star Wars hot toy with a head sculpt. I am no longer on the fence. Now it's the first time I'm seeing this. This is 100% money. Look at that freaking pose right there with the final production photos. It looks just like him. I loved him in other shows. I absolutely loved him in Revolution. And right now, baby, I am telling you right now, I'm kind of feeling when I'm looking at this Moff Gideon, because I expected them to absolutely hit it with the Tamora Morrison head sculpt, because how do you mess that up? They already got it. But right now, I'm kind of feeling like this, everybody. And it's pretty freaking hot. I mean, you're getting my first impressions on this right now. This is a great pose here too, dude.
Yeah, no, the figure's beautiful. The figure's beautiful. The accessories are nice. He's got the cape. He's got the and another thing that I pointed out yesterday with Joao was even though he belongs with the Dark Troopers, I feel like that picture you skipped with him and the Death Troopers looks beautiful. I personally think he looks better with the Death Troopers than the Dark Troopers. Right there, look at that. How sick is that?
He looks great. No, and he was with the Death. I mean, this is. I didn't blow this up. I did kind of skip past it. Look at this side view.
Look at that, beautiful.
Yeah, again, dude. I'm kind of right now. And I mean, I'm kind of right now. Let me open up some freaking some spotchka here, deluxe spotchka. I knew they were going to kill it with the Jango, and of course, I'm looking more forward to the Jango than this figure. Just means more to me, that figure, than that. But this freaking head sculpture, dude, 100% the Dark Jedi is getting this. How many are you getting, Fabio?
I ordered 3, so I'm getting. So because
3.
of that, 3,
Damn.
yeah, 3 Moff Gideons and 3 Jangos.
Boy, that you deserve this too. There, 3 times we played it. 3 times. What the heck?
Again, when are they going to remake this figure? Are they going to need, are they going to give us a 2.0 eventually? You know what I mean? So that's why I just to be safe.
Man, it's so freaking hot. Star Killer says the face sculpt is definitely Esposito. Awesome. I love doing these, my first impressions. And so glad I get to do it with everybody here, even though I'm late to the dance. And as I told everybody, Fabio, I was talking to you personally, but we were just talking about life, obviously, the last week. I didn't ask you what you thought of these figures, and I didn't watch anybody's shows. I just have had no time. You know why. Right. So everybody's getting my raw reaction right now. Brandon Altman says, in hand, this is going to blow you away. No, I could tell. I could tell right off the bat it's going to blow my freaking socks off. And I have to keep the coffee far, far away, because you have to wonder, am I take it out of the Hot Toys box? Am I going to lose my... Now, some of you who watch some of my unboxings know I've got a lot of drinks close, and I'll even stop and take a sip, but I got to be real effing careful. Mandalorian Huntress putting this up on the screen. Must have the Moff. Yeah, you must have this. Carlito says that Darksaber is sick. I don't care that it doesn't light up. I think those light up saber swap out arms are a waste anyway. They are a super pain in the rear end, Fabio. Those Darksaber light up things. Mm-hmm. I mean, with the light, a lot of the figures I've been getting, I don't even put them in anymore. With the first ones I put them in, I actually got to take the batteries out of some of them. I know even with my Obi-Wan Kenobi from Revenge of the Sith, I had the hardest time trying to swap out for the lighted lightsaber arm. I actually stopped with that figure. I didn't even continue. And usually I'm able to do it. I still haven't been able to do that all by copy. I mean, might go back just out of kicks and giggles to try it, but I don't know, dude. I think that that's one of the things that Hot Toys will hopefully innovate in the upcoming years. You know, with that, because I think that they can do it. I think with that innovation, it could possibly, you know, be more expensive, but I'd be open to it, honestly, if they could come up with a better way to do it. I don't like it.
I never put batteries in my figures at all, ever. I learned my lesson. You know, I actually, years ago, I had purchased a used Iron Man, I want to say. And when I went to put the batteries in, some of the batteries, they were batteries already installed inside, completely leaked everywhere, ruined the entire mechanism of the figure. And these, you know, the original Iron Man plastic. And so from that moment, I was like, this is what happens to the figure. So I never put batteries in my figures. Star Wars, Iron Man, you know, anything regarding, you know, light up eyes or anything. Never, ever, ever, just because I'm afraid of the batteries leaking and damaging everything inside the figure. So I never do it.
Yeah, but I do understand what Starkiller is saying here, because I do have the batteries inside my Empire Strikes Back Darth Vader in the chest. One thing they could have done is add light up effects to his chest armor buttons. The Darksaber is awesome. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they didn't with this figure, but they were, from the get-go, they weren't doing that. But to your point, Fabio, I'm kind of done with those type of things unless they could change a different way. However, I don't mind the batteries in like things like Darth Vader or a chest plate or like in the IG-11 as much as those lightsaber ones. I just hate taking the freaking arm off.
Yeah, it's a pain. It's, yeah, I mean, you got to take the whatever they're wearing. If they got a shirt, then you got to roll it up, and you know, it's a pain. So I don't bother. I think I changed the arm for one figure. I forget which one, just because I felt like it would look better, you know, with the character, with the figure holding the lightsaber, you know, without it falling out of the hand. I just don't remember what figure it was. But yeah, I don't do that all the time either, just because it's a hassle. Because I usually just have the figure holding the lightsaber facing down. That's about it.
Yeah, and Mary Sullivan's in the house. What's up, Mary? Good to be back and good to have you in here. Excited for Moff. Yeah, me too, man. Really, really excited for Moff. Carlito says the Gideon is near perfect in his opinion. Can't ask for more. Yeah, I'm kind of going through that as well. Yeah, Charlie the unicorn. Dark side is strong with Moff Gideon. Absolutely. Going through some more of these comments over here. Good to have Doc in the house. Doc, what is going on? Good to have you in here, my friend. Be Real, good to have you in here as well. Be Real, good to have you in here. And Single Swordwriter says, Moff Gideon wanted for killing millions of people and ordering the destruction of Mandalore, otherwise known as the Night of 1,000 Tears. Yeah, this figure is something else, my friend. And continuing to go over some of these other comments that are in here. Big Bretta is in the house. What is going on? Joao, good to have Big Bretta in here. Joao, welcome, my friend. Hope you are doing well. And come on, you all know Big Bretta, the man. Make sure you subscribe to Big Bretta. Good to have him in here. Let's go through some more of these, dude. I mean, this is my first impressions. Like, damn. I went through some of these. I'm getting to some of the other ones because you made me go back. And look at this with this background coming right out of the ship there. Yeah, that's hot, dude. Yep. All right, so let's look at this. All right, head sculpt is money. Darksaber looks like money to me too, dude, even though it doesn't light up. That looks pretty good because I was looking at the one you had me put up, the one with the lighting effect, but that looks pretty nice there, dude.
No, it looks good, and I know, you know, so I don't know, I don't remember who it was, but somebody makes these, you know, aftermarket with, I think, light up functions. I don't know.
Yeah.
You've seen them? They look really cool.
They look really cool.
Yeah.
Boy, this looks nice. That looks really nice. Let me actually go back to that picture. Blow that up a little bit. Yeah, dude, that's That is really hot. And really with the right lighting, you can have this thing like it's glowing. Like I can't even tell you, like the way I have my set up and the lighting within my DTOFs, it looks like a lot of these sabers are lit just by the position. But
yeah, that's Photoshop right there.
That's Photoshop, that one on the edges, but you could still have it pretty good depending on where you put the lighting, especially on the lighting effects ones.
Yeah,
I like the outfit, dude. So you think this is too clean, or give me your impressions
well,
on it?
no, I don't think it's too clean at all. I think that's what it's supposed to be. But I'm saying that it would give the figure more character if there was some scuffs and some weathering. That's what I mean. That's why I like the battle damage stuff, because it just, to me, it looks nicer. You know what I mean? It looks like the figure has been through a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So it gives it more character, more what's the word I'm looking for? It just makes it look better. You know,
more life.
Exactly. It just looks more realistic. Correct.
I tell you what, though, when he's on the bridge here, when he's on deck and it's all Imperial and everyone's got to be like all nice and prim and proper and dapper, like in Empire Strikes Back or like in the end of Revenge of the Sith, he looks pretty good right in this moment with this. Wow, that looks good. That's a good shot, dude.
No,
that's a damn good shot there.
I'm gonna send you a picture right now and see.
Wow, holy crap!
If you could put this up so you could see how sick. If they gave us this look of him, it would have been, everybody would have been blown away. Check your
send it to me, man. Look at that picture.
I know people are gonna really like that picture once you show it.
I don't have it yet. You have to share it, dude. I don't have it yet, but I'll keep flicking here.
You got it.
Oh, this picture.
Yep. Look at that.
Oh wow! I don't know if it's going to show if I blow it up though. You may have to share it. Open up the picture in your browser.
Well, I did it from my phone. Let me see.
Does that show up?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's big.
It's big.
Yep. Look at that. Look at that helmet. If we would have gotten a helmet, oh.
Yeah. Do you think he's going to have? Do you think he actually? I don't think he has a helmet, but someone else was saying in there. Do you ever think that, maybe in a future episode that he actually would he put on a helmet in like war or in some type of situation? I don't know. I'm just wondering.
I mean, that would be cool to see.
You never know, because here's the thing.
Go ahead.
It may not be impossible. Like when you put up that picture over there, it may not be freaking impossible that he actually does have a helmet. He just maybe right now with the Death Troopers we saw, and the what do you call those? The I guess both of the troopers there. You got the Death Troopers, right?
And the
Dark Troopers. Maybe he just I don't know. Maybe he does have a helmet, or maybe we're gonna see that happen, which would be really freaking cool.
That'd be really cool. And then there's your 2.0, because they're not gonna not give you a 2.0 with the helmet on, because they're gonna tweak a few things on the figure, whether it's the outfit, whether it's the accessories, probably most likely the same head sculpt. If it's not the same head sculpt, they'll have this, pretty much similar head sculpt facing. Rather than his eyes facing one way, they'll be facing the other, just to give you a little change. And the helmet, that would be epic.
What table are you all at with 120 in here? Did you smash the like button yet here on Aries is Live and Raw? You're getting my first impressions on Moff Gideon. You already got my first impressions on Jango Fett. So sorry I wasn't able to share it with you on Monday. So sorry I wasn't able to share it with you on Tuesday. That being said, you're at least getting me live and raw. I didn't get an opportunity to watch anybody else's reactions to these figures, so I haven't been tainted. Just looked at a few pictures so I could put it up on 6-scale Cantina. But you're getting my first reaction. Dude, as I put up some of these comments over here, I don't know if you're going to give this a 9 out of 10 as well, but I am going to give this, like the Jango Fett, a 20 out of 10.
Yeah, no, definitely 9 out of 10 for me. Beautiful figure. No complaints. I can't wait to get it.
Man, good for health, says Fabio. Already thinking about the next Moff Gideon. Oh, you got it. Yeah,
Well,
I'm thinking it too. I'm thinking it too, man.
If because by this time now we know that Hot Toys will give us things just to make that money. You know what I mean? Like do we need a 2.0? Absolutely not. Are they going to give us one? If they can, you better believe they will, and that's why I'm thinking that way.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting about that? Because here, man, this looks so freaking good. I mean, it's just so good. Man,
I really like his gloves. If you zoom in,
I know.
Nice.
I know. I was looking at that earlier as well. Like look at that right there.
Look at that. Look at the pattern.
Yeah,
looks like UFC gloves.
Yeah, they do. Boy, this figure is sick. And like I said, I was teetering on it, but I'm not teetering anymore. Man, this absolutely sells it for me. Let me know what table you're at right now. You're seeing the Dark Jedi do this.
And one thing about this figure, do you know how classy it's going to look on the shelf? All blacked out, holding the sword or holding the gun. Like, this figure is going to look so good. Think about this. If you have them with Dark Troopers or Death Troopers, whichever you decide, or even to make it even pop even more, you could do whatever the hell you want with your collection. Have some, have him in the middle, and two, whether it's stormtroopers or lighter troopers next to him, and you're going to see that contrast. It's going to look beautiful.
Sinister SMR. We're going to get to some of the comments over here. 66 needs some more spotchka. Let's go ahead and fill you up, along with Mandalorian Huntress and so many others at table 66, having the courage now to go. There you go, Sinister. Let me know who else needs a refill. We'll go ahead and do it for you for sure. Let's go through some of these other comments in here. The collector number 1 is in the house. Absolutely. I'm missing some of the stuff in here. Bear with me. Big Bretta wants it at table 88. Big Bretta, let's go ahead and fill you up at table 88. Shifting from table 3 to 88, back and forth is this guy.
General Kenobi. You are a bold one.
I just want to say, Joao asked me if he should change his logo, and I told him no, and he changed it anyway. So stop that.
Absolutely. I think a change it took, Julio Iglesias, because isn't that what you call him? To all the girls I've loved before. Metamorphic Customs is in here.
You should have changed it to Big Julio instead.
I don't know, guys. That picture is giving me the Dark Helmet vibes, the one that you had on. Well, Metamorphic Customs, man, that must mean you must be sitting with the Dark Lords who wear dark helmets at table 1. So let's go ahead and fill you up, Desi.
Everything that happens now is happening now.
What happened to then?
We passed then.
When?
Just now. We're at now.
Go back to then.
When?
Now.
Now?
Now.
I can't.
Why?
We missed it.
When?
Just now.
Salute.
Just now.
Holy crow. Good to have you all in here. And if I'm missing some of your comments or putting you up, just keep commenting. I'll get to you. And let me know what table you're at. But man, this looks so damn good. Metamorphic Customs goes, that's my table. Oh my goodness. Big Bretta, he's leaving now. He's leaving because of what you said. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. Slappo. Refill at table 66.6.
Slapaho sounds like a gardener.
Well, let's fill him up anyway.
See, he even laughed.
All right, so listen, my impressions on Jango, holy smoke, and my impressions on this, holy smoke. Wow. And to get 2 figures at once, I really didn't think they had to do that, Fabio. You and I were talking about this. I'm going to 6scalecantina.com for the latest updates and to pull in the banner for this particular show, which everybody sees on the screen right here that we're talking about. May 2022, Star Wars Celebration, 20th anniversary, the Wizards analysis, plus Jango and Gideon's first impression. Well, you got that. I'm giving them a 20 out of 1 to 10. It's a 20. Fabio gives it a 9, which is fantastic. We're going to go into some of the Wizards analysis here. Again, let's look at this, Fabio. Let's go to the latest news. This is the breaking news for May. I left everything up here, Fabio, for May on the screen. And there's the latest news. Jango and Moff Gideon, holy smokes, from the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones. We're only at May 18th today. Right here, we are preparing for more collectibles from Star Wars Attack of the Clones to celebrate its 20th anniversary. Stay tuned for our next wave of thrills. We got that. Of course, we got C-3PO, R2, Clone Trooper, Battle Droid, Clone Trooper Pilot. Of course, we got the tease for C-3PO and R2. And of course, we also got, let's not forget, the Clone Wars Anakin. And I was saying that we were going to get 3 to 4 figures and hopefully more by the end of Celebration. Looks like we got the Anakin. Looks like we got the Jango, obviously. Looks like we got Moff Gideon. So I think it's actually possible we'll get to that 4th one, but we certainly got 3. Now, when you go ahead and look at the Star Wars versus Marvel, now all of a sudden, Star Wars 1/6 2022 unreleased Hong Kong pre-orders, and this includes deluxe, non-deluxe, that type of thing, because it's, I count them as one. Only 16 now, and I was hoping we'd get to 16, better even 15 by the end of the month, but I feel like we're right there. Of course, Marvel got down a little bit, down to 30, but I think that they're pretty good with Star Wars at this point, with 16 left here this year, like we were talking about. If we can get down to 15, 14 by the end of the month, we'd be in really good shape with Star Wars.
Yeah, no, and it looks like they're releasing, the fact that they gave us 2 immediately like that, that's a good sign. I mean, yeah, they were delayed, and yes, they're trying to catch up, but they shouldn't be delaying, so much. Like, I understand a delay here, a delay there, fine. But I feel like everything, no matter what it is, everything's delayed, and they delay it to give us, to release multiples in a row, which I don't understand. You know what I mean? If something's delayed, I wouldn't expect them to give us, back-to-back releases. I would be like, all right, something's delayed. But again, that's why I've always said they're delaying stuff for a reason. It's not because they're backed up. It's not. I think it's all done on purpose.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's kind of been their MO. A lot of people, it's easy to forget with everything that's going on and all the craziness that, it's not so much different than where it was. And when you look here on the bottom of the screen, Star Wars 1/6 2022 remaining releases, it's vastly different now with everything that they've come out with, not only in April, but also what they went ahead and released here in May so far. So with the first quarter Hong Kong releases, we're just waiting for the Grogu set, which is fine by me, to be quite honest with you. They could gotta wait for that at any time. We got 5 left for the second quarter. You got Bo-Katan, the Luke 40th, the Dark Trooper, Echo, and of course Mando and Blurg. With Star Wars third quarter, you got the Rosario Dawson release for Ahsoka. You got Hunter, Scout Trooper, and of course you got Quill and the Blurg. And you got the Star Wars fourth quarter, the Crow Manda, the Luke from The Mandalorian. You got the Boba Fett throne, the repaint version. You got Jesse Vaughn, and for those that want the vehicle, you got the swoop bike. Not too bad right now. I think that they're going to continue to nail down some of these second quarter Hong Kong releases. If you were to be a betting man or a guessing man, would you actually, we got Bo-Katan on the horizon, Luke 40th, the Dark Trooper, Echo, Mando, and Blurg. Do you think it's going to be one of these? Or are they going to do like what they've done over here? Are we going to get maybe some of these in the third quarter that may actually come out earlier? Like the Ahsoka, we talked about that, the Hunter, to maybe come out, with the Echo. You got Scout Trooper, or even Quill with the Blurg. they may come out with these at the same time. You may be getting a couple of these third quarter ones that come out. What do you think?
Well, yeah. So an example, like we just got, Jango and Moff Gideon back to back because they were delayed. Anything else that's delayed, there's a chance that, anything that hasn't, I'm going to start all over. Anything that hasn't been released that's supposed to be released, hopefully not, but I guarantee it'll get delayed, pushed back again, and then eventually we're going to get another multiple release. Again, why are they doing that? I have no clue. Doesn't make sense. I don't know what their intentions are with doing this. It's been happening, more frequently than not. So that's the only thing I don't understand. But like we know, anything's possible, at any time.
Yeah, real interesting now. I feel like with Marvel, let's talk about that with a second. It seems like in a good spot for Star Wars, but then when you mix in everything else, there's a lot left for 2022, dude. You got 30 unreleased Hong Kong pre-orders for Marvel this year, and then you got 33 now with Doctor Strange. I was talking about that at the top of the program. 33 for 2023. They've been putting out a ton of these Marvel figures, though. It's not just recently, forever. They're continuing to put it out. I told everybody expect well over 40, maybe even, obviously before the end of the year for 2023. We're already up to 33. That Doctor Strange figure is not the only one from Doctor Strange. You could kind of start doing the math over here on the different ones they're going to come out with. I'd like to see them do double releases like they did with Star Wars right here for Marvel. What do you think?
I would love double releases, but not double releases due to the fact that everything's delayed. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's happening. They're delaying everything, and then it's like, oh, here you go. I'm giving you 2. We look at it as, oh, cool, they're doing us a favor by giving us 2 at a time. No, that's beneficial to them one way or another. So if they're gonna give us that as a benefit to us, then keep them on schedule and give us 2 releases, back to back. I'd rather get something earlier than something delayed, and then all of a sudden, oh, we're giving it to you, here you go, it's early now. That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? So what I think they should do is, if you're going to give us stuff like this, make it beneficial for us and give it to us earlier rather than delaying and then giving us, multiples at the same time. I don't think that's okay.
Yeah, Lane Kramer with the $2 super chat. Let's hear a good for the internet working. You got it, baby.
Good.
Thank you so much there, Mr. Lane, for the super chat. Much appreciated. This brings me to the next thing, because with Star Wars here, when you go to the bottom of the screen, Fabio, the only one that's missing now that's really late is the Grogu set, which people love that, but I mean you got the Mandalorian season 3 coming up. They don't have to do this. They could really they don't have to put out these Mando and Blurgs. I think they could go 2 ways with the Mando and Blurg. They could actually delay it to make it have even more purchasing power once we get closer in the middle of the season of the Mandalorian there. Or I think Mandalorian's so hot that it's not even really necessary. But they're in a good spot with Star Wars, dude. I mean, they're there's nothing late right now.
I think, with specifically speaking about Mando and the Blurg, I mean, the figure shouldn't be delayed because, we're getting an OG Mando on top of, the Blurg. I feel like the Blurg is the one thing that they've been working on because OG Mando's already done. It's been done, over a year at least, over 2 years maybe. So what I think they should do, or what I hope would happen, that figure should not be delayed. If it's delayed, it's because of the Blurg for whatever reason. Again, it's a statue. It's just a piece that they got to paint. It's a mold. So that if that shouldn't be delayed, in my opinion, at all. The figure, the Mando figures are done. They've been done before. There's nothing that they're holding that's holding them, from putting them together. Again, the Blurg is an easy make for them, in my opinion. You know, there's nothing fancy. It's not an electronic piece. It's not an electric piece. It's not anything that moves. They don't need to really engineer much. It's just literally a statue, and you're going to put them on top. That's it.
Exactly.
So if it delays for whatever reason, I don't think it's delayed to have them, you know, make more money, because I feel like delaying things turns people off. I don't think it turns them on into, oh, I really want to get into this now. It's like, oh, it's delayed. Well, forget you then. Let me look at something else. So I think with them delaying things, I think it backfires. I don't think it's good. It's a money move for them. But if it is, I'd like to figure out how it makes them more money, because I don't understand why they're constantly delaying stuff.
No, absolutely. So that does bring me to the next thing was showing 6scalecantina.com. And again, if you don't have 6scalecantina.com bookmarked, please go ahead and consider doing so. It has all that latest news, and I just showed you the whole Star Wars and Marvel breakdown, pre-order wise, what we're looking at for the remainder of 2022, what we're looking at in 2023, what we're looking at in stock and pre-order overall. Real handy tool. And listen, with 100 in here, have you hit the like button yet, baby? Let's go ahead and actually get to 100 likes and beyond. It is the return of the Dark Jedi Aries Tarrington, and I'm serving up all the Star Wars Hot Toys talk. Give it a score of 20 out of 10 for Gideon, 20 out of 10 for Jango. Are you kidding me? So glad you've been able to see my impressions on that. We were just going over the latest news for May, and we were breaking down what's going on over here. So, Fabio, let's go to the next part. And I'm going to show this on the screen, which is very, very interesting here. So let's take a look here, everybody. This is sorted out everything best-selling wise for 1/6 Marvel, 1/6 DC, 1/6 Star Wars. And you have to remember, there is a Doctor Strange movie out right now, really just in its second week or so. Okay? And we just came off the Moon Knight for Marvel as well. And we also just came off the Batman movie. And I'm going to show you something here. And you actually had, because I was keeping an eye on this and I was going to talk about it before I wasn't able to do any of the shows the last several days and this weekend. But that darn Bespin Luke, 5 weeks, it was number one, both versions. And I was telling everybody it's never going to stay number one forever. But I was curious if it was going to be 1 week or if it was going to be 2 weeks. It was 5 freaking solid weeks. What a release that is. We can't forget how hot that figure is. But now with everything settling in, Doctor Strange out here for a little bit, several days now, a few days, and everything coming out. Look at this. R2-D2, number one. Clone Trooper, number one. Clone Pilot, number 3. And then Battle Droid, number 4. There's Kate Bishop, 5. C-3PO at $330. Wow. Wow.
I'm shocked.
I am shocked at that. And it's ahead of Doctor Strange with $5 more. There's the Batman. $290. Wow. And look at this. I mean, you got Captain Rex, Electro, Moon Knight. There's your Luke Skywalker. Your Luke right there. I mean, hanging out with all these guys. And obviously was not going to be no one's number one here forever. What I want to talk about with this, Fabio, I put this in the video description, and everybody's been. I feel like Star Wars is king right now for Hot Toys, and you have to wonder, Fabio, is it possible that Hot Toys is starting to see, holy crow, we can make a lot of money with Star Wars? I was talking to you about this even last year, that I was telling people, you saw everything that I was talking about in a lot of my shows, that I felt like this was going to be the case. The proof is in the pudding, especially in the midst of competing with movies and television shows. Are they getting an idea over here of how hot Star Wars is?
Well, of course. I mean, what I feel is happening with Star Wars right now, because of the shows, not specifically because of the shows, but because of these shows that are happening now, I feel like Star Wars is becoming more mainstream, and I feel like that's what Disney's goal is. So I'm not shocked about this at all. I feel like, the shows are pushing for more figures, which would make sense. We're getting a lot more figures. Hot Toys, going back to episode 2, huge deal, giving us more figures. Book of Boba, the Obi-Wan show. So do they think it's going to make them money? They absolutely know it's going to make them money. I feel like what's happening now, though, it's because of these shows. Star Wars is becoming, it's becoming a household name now. It's more in your face.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
It's not movies anymore. It's not just a movie here or a movie every few years. It's show after show after show. Mandalorian, Book of Boba, Obi-Wan, Ahsoka. What's the other one that's coming? There's multiple shows coming. So obviously Hot Toys are going to take advantage and give us as many figures as possible. Absolutely. But it's going to get to a point where, and same thing with Marvel. These Marvel shows are giving us figure after figure. It's not just for movies. You know what I mean? So Hot Toys is going to make a killing no matter what. But these shows are helping the Star Wars line stay more relevant than it's been before the shows.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like really interesting to me, because I've been also saying for a while, Fabio, that I really felt that we were going to see, Star Wars. We're not talking about catching up to Marvel. I don't think it's about, they're not looking to catch up to the amount of pre-orders and what's in stock that what they have in for Marvel. What I've been trying to say is that they're starting to realize what they have with a franchise where George Lucas spent $4 billion, where they spent $4 billion paying George Lucas back in 2012, which was a steal back then, for something that they want to make, hundreds of billions of dollars off of in the decades to come with this franchise. And you're starting to see right now, I was saying, get ready for a plethora of announcements to be coming up to fill up 2023. You see 10 right now with these 5 Attack of the Clone ones you see coming up over here. If we were any bit concerned, what I'm trying to say, about a next wave of thrills for Attack of the Clones, especially where you're not even talking about any figures with even a damn head sculpt, I don't think we have to worry anymore about Star Wars. Attack of the Clones, not even relevant. They could have came out with some stuff, Revenge of the Sith, which would have been way more relevant, Fabio,
right,
to the upcoming Obi-Wan series. Attack of the Clones, a little bit more passé. But when you look at what happens here with the Bespin Luke, #1 for 5 weeks and holding very strong with Batman and all these releases over here and ahead of the Mandalorian and right there with Moon Knight, and then you look at all of these, they're going to go ahead and they're going to give us anywhere from 25 to 30 pre-orders for Star Wars in 2023. It's going to come. Now, mind you, I think it's going to be a lot of troopers, but they're committed to Star Wars because we don't even have a movie, bro. There's not even a movie we're talking about. The only thing they're competing with is 2 damn shows. 2 shows. The Obi-Wan series is not out yet.
Well, my thing. No, it's true. It's true. And my thing, with Hot Toys is, specifically with Star Wars, there's, when we speak about, we want this and we want that, the OG fans always want what they want with this, the OT. You have to understand Disney, didn't pay $4 billion to satisfy the OG fans. There are fans of, the prequels as well. A lot of fans. And I feel like those fans are younger fans. You know what I mean? It's a different generation of fans.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to, which is, I feel like, why they're getting into this line, because I feel like, they could give us a lot of OT stuff. Absolutely. But I feel like for whatever reason, they don't want to just start just giving us straight OT. So targeting that generation and those fans, don't be shocked if you get stuff from episode 1 at some point, which is coming. You're getting episode 2, episode 3, more episode 3.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just trying to grab that generation and those fans. But we're getting everything. Over time, we're getting everything.
Well, and what's really interesting, because isn't it very interesting that they went ahead and dropped all the heat, the C-3PO, the R2, the battle droid, both troopers, no head sculpts whatsoever. But in a way, because they don't have to really commit to anything until they officially announce something. Let's just be honest. If they don't officially announce it, they don't necessarily have to put it up for sale. If they were wondering how this was going to go as a sampling, they certainly got their answer with how this is moving. And certainly when they put out the Bespin Luke, which they did all the way back from April 13th, and just really a few days ago, this finally the Bespin Luke dropping down a little bit from where it was at number 1. And I wasn't even sure if it was I thought maybe 3 weeks, like the past Ahsoka's, maybe 4 weeks, 5 weeks. I was like, holy crap, especially with all the competition of movies and television shows going on. I was absolutely blown away. But when they get a sampling like this for the OT on the Bespin Luke, we talk about a Hoth Luke, and I know we talked about that. It's a no-brainer for them to say, hey, they holy crap, let's put it out. If they were worried about any of the head sculpts, if they're worried about Padme, if they were worried about Mace Windu, if they were worried about anything that they're going to come out with, I don't think there's any worry anymore. Damn, dude, selling like mad.
Well, you have to realize too. Look at who's number 2, number 3, and number 4. So you got the clone trooper, the clone pilot, and the droid, the battle droid, right?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why they're up there, so R2 is number 1 because everybody loves R2, so everybody's gonna get that R2. The reason why the clone, the clone trooper, the clone pilot, and the battle droid are next is because per trooper you have 2 figures. You got 2 different head sculpts, so you're not only going to buy one, you're going to buy multiples. So of all 3 of those, place 2, 3, and 4, people are going to buy not just one; they're going to buy at least 2. So obviously, by each person buying at least 2, of course, it's going to make it a bestseller. And that's why you don't need head sculpt for these troopers, because you have 2 helmets. That's what does it for them.
Are you surprised at this point that C-3PO with $330 is ahead of the pretty steep price for the Batman? I mean, a good price, honestly, but I'm just saying it's $290 for Batman, $335 for the Doctor Strange. I mean, Doctor Strange the little sort. That's my point in trying to say. I think what's going on, and I've anticipated it with this IP, and especially with a lot of the new toy collectors. And I pointed this out in some previous shows that I will be doing more analysis. If you're a Cantina insider and want to go ahead and join 6scalecantina.com as a membership, I give a lot of insight on this stuff as well. Not just obviously on these shows as well. But you got a lot of toy collectors coming in, especially ones that that came in, from the past. As you mentioned, Fabio, you got a lot of new, younger collectors. Certainly Favreau, Filoni, Deborah Chow, they're working a formula where they get a lot of new viewers, like young people and old folks like me, mixing it in perfectly with what they're doing to Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett. But C-3PO right now from Attack of the Clones pulling in a little bit better than Doctor Strange at a $5 difference.
So the reason why I'm not shocked is because number one, it's the first C-3PO ever. Number two, it's diecast. So everybody's jumping for that figure. Batman, cool, but it's not a legendary, first release like C-3PO is. So that's why.
Yeah, very, very interesting indeed. So with this and seeing how good it goes with this first wave, going back to 6scalecantina.com. And again, if you don't have 6scalecantina.com bookmarked, you absolutely may want to consider doing so. All your secondary market information on Star Wars, Hot Toys, the latest trends, up, down, your biggest movers, all the prices. Also, Marvel under construction, all your Marvel Hot Toys trending up, trending down, steady. And that's going to be up and running in just about probably a couple months. And then we're going to have DC. All the Hot Toys will be in here. But you also get the latest channel news and you get the latest Hot Toys news. So let's talk about this. We didn't get anything announcement-wise, Fabio, on Monday for Attack of the Clones, but the anniversary is still this month. And the anniversary was Monday, but they actually released, here's what I want to get into. For May 4th, way, way earlier, 12 days earlier than May 16th, all these Attack of the Clones for the anniversary. So they don't necessarily have to put out the next wave on the 16th is my point, because they didn't have to put out these 5 figures on the 16th either. They put it out for May 4th. So follow me here, Fabio. They didn't put these out on the 16th. They could have saved one of them for the 16th.
All right.
They didn't even want to save one of them. They weren't like, oh, crap, we made an error. We should have held 1 or 2 back to put it out on the 16th. No, they made no error. Everything's been very calculated and planned. And now that we're actually seeing more of what Hot Toys is doing this month, we can start putting the pieces together with the treads. They didn't save any of these for the anniversary. They had it planned that they wanted to put these out on the anniversary. Then they wanted to tease the very next day, 24 hours later, get ready for the next wave of thrills for Attack of the Clones. And they absolutely had it planned for the anniversary to put out 2 figures, Moff Gideon and Jango Fett. So under that analysis, the Dark Jedi anticipates that you may not get all of your thrills. Don't just think you're going to get it on Celebration because they teased. You're going to get a whole myriad of stuff over there, which we've never seen before, because we will. They already said it. They're gonna own up to it. But don't think it all has to happen there. Right. We could be getting something still later this week. We could be getting something still next week and before Celebration is my point, Fabio. And I actually expect to. But let me go ahead and get some of your impressions on what I just said.
Well, no, you're 100% right. I feel like, specifically with this line, the next wave of thrills, there's more. We've talked about this multiple times. There's more coming. How much more? We hope it's at least, again, another round of 5, if not more. And believe it or not, even though this is a Celebration announcement, I feel like it's not going to stop with the next wave. I think depending on how we react to what they show or what they announce, I think they're, like I said, they could always give us so much from any Star Wars movie, period. Just there's literally any character you could pick from any movie you could give us as a figure, and we will be happy about it. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to get the next wave, and over time, still slowly, we're still going to get announcements for figures from that episode 2, 100%.
Oh, yeah. No, I actually agree. I don't think that once May is over and we get into the 1st of June, is it possible that that will be the last time we see anything in the Attack of the Clones anniversary packaging? And I say, no. I agree with Fabio. You're absolutely going to get it continued through this year. I absolutely believe you're going to get the Count Dooku, as I've been talking about, and that Yoda probably in that packaging, but not till later in the year, or I believe. But when it comes to this, just because we did not get any announcements on the 16th, the actual anniversary, doesn't mean that we're not going to get it before Celebration. Again, they could have held any one of these back or two of these back. They didn't miss anything or miscalculate, so understand that. Number two, they wanted to get some of the actual releases out, and they did. You got one and you got two. So let's get into here. I actually think that we could be getting something still tonight, tomorrow. Fabio, to be honest with you, giving a couple of days of Jango to sit in. I actually think that we could get something next week and we could get a wave. Now, do you think it's going to come in a wave of thrills? Do you think it's going to be one? Or do you think that with this week or this month, really, they literally have all month, May 4th, May 24th, May 4th, May 26th. They could go ahead May 19th. They could give us the next wave any day this month because this is the 20th anniversary of the month of May.
Right. I think that we're going to get another. It says it right there. Stay tuned on our next wave. So we're getting again a bunch of figures all at once, and then same thing. We're going back to the same schedule every few weeks. We're getting an announcement, a release. That's what I think is going to happen at least, and it would make sense because they're not going to tell you here. Stay tuned for our next wave of thrills, and then give you one figure about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got to give you.
Yeah, and I think that, and let me know what table you're at. You are watching Live and Raw with the Dark Jedi, Aries Tarrington, my special guest, Fabio from Fab's Figures. Make sure you subscribe to Fabio. Come on, let's go, baby. Let's get him to 1,000. Let's go. So glad you joined me here today, baby. Let's talk about it. So I think very, very deliberate indeed. Bespin Luke was deliberate on April 13th. Because let's dissect this. What did the Bespin Luke do on the April 13th? For oh my God, what does this mean? Why did this come out on May 4th? Why not save Luke for May 4th? What's going to happen on May 4th? All of a sudden, May 1st, they tease the freaking R2 and C-3PO. What the hell is going on? They give you all this Attack of the Clones packaging. The Luke set the table to start the anticipation. Because you have to wonder, is it possible if they didn't put out the Bespin Luke? It would have been a surprise, but we wouldn't have kind of understood the breadcrumbs they were laying out. I really feel like everything's been very, very carefully calculated by Hot Toys for Star Wars. And Fabio, I think it all started on April 13th with that Bespin Luke on purpose. I think they had a plan like the Cylons in Battlestar Galactica, and I think that they're executing that plan, and I don't think we've seen half of the crap that we're going to see this month.
They threw Luke as a bait to get us focused on what's coming for Star Wars, because that's obviously the one figure that everybody has been wanting them to reissue for the longest time since the double pack sold out. So absolutely, I think they did that on purpose. Boom. Oh my God. Star Wars. Now everybody, Star Wars. Boom. A wave of episode 2. Oh my God, Star Wars. Get ready for another wave. So this is all on purpose. Absolutely.
All on purpose, everybody. Hold on to your heads. Hold on to your hats. I am so glad it went down the way it did. We actually got Jango Fett and Moff Gideon all on May 16th. And the moral of the story here is with this analysis on, celebration, on this analysis for May, for the 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones, is hold on to your heads and hats. They didn't have to save any of the five from May 4th for May 16th. And you have to think of it this way. They could have saved at least one. They could have gave you Moff Gideon, Jango, and saved one announcement. They didn't want any announcements for that. They wanted to save it for not just one, but for multiple releases. Now you're going to get your next wave. The wave is not necessarily tied to the exact date. If it was, you wouldn't have gotten any Attack of the Clones on May 4th,
right? Because
it wasn't the 16th. But this whole month is the celebration of Attack of the Clones.
Yep.
It's also the celebration of the Obi-Wan series. Okay. And it's also Star Wars Celebration. So let's talk about this, what we could expect here, because I'm being honest with you. I'm still with you, Fabio. I'm really thinking we can see Attack of the Clones Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor, and an Attack of the Clones Hayden Christensen. And absolutely, if they put out that Hayden Christensen one, you're going to get the Padme at the same time. I don't think it's going to be a Bespin Leia situation. I think with both of those, with the prototype, the photos that they put out, you're going to see Anakin with, Padme and vice versa, and probably Obi-Wan as well in a couple of those photos as well. I think they're going to use them all to promote every one of those damn figures.
I think the smartest thing for them to do, specifically with Anakin and Padme, would be a celebration, either DX double pack or just a straight regular 20th anniversary, double pack, with the packaging and stuff. I think that would be the smartest thing. I think people would go crazy for a double pack with those two figures. I feel like Hot Toys will give us single, the figures separately because, it's easier for people to buy. If they want to buy multiples, I feel like, if you're buying a 2-pack, it's a little harder for people to buy multiple 2-packs rather than, multiple single figures. So I think that's why they're holding off unless it's something that they know that it's really going to sell a lot. That's why we're not getting too many double packs. I feel like, but my opinion, if they gave us a Padme Anakin, it would be
baby.
Yeah.
All right, we got to fill up table 5. Grogu jumped to there from 88. I'm sure he's going to jump back at 88. And table 66, the people are thirsty again. Let's fill them up with some spotchka. But this is an evil table. I think we need proper 66 here.
The evil table probably drinks bleach anyway, so it doesn't.
Don't get me in with the fast food. I found out that I was eating bleach. What the hell? Goodness. Horrible. And you have to wonder, do they call Fabio the fast food wizard?
They call him the wizard.
What a freaking fun way to come back here and jump in here back at 6 scale Cantina with live and raw here. I typically don't go this late, but let's go ahead and finish this up on what we're going to do. We're having so much fun. I think we're going to get the Padme. I think we're going to get the Anakin. I think we're going to get the Obi-Wan. But I also think we're going to get the Mace Windu for sure with this. So that would be 4 head sculpts, Fabio.
And I think they're holding off. They gave us the first wave at the beginning of the month. I think they're waiting for the next wave to be at the end of the month to finish off the month that way, like blows away. But yeah, Mace, Kit Fisto, Padme, Anakin, Obi. I hope so.
Put on somebody's comments over here. MB Dyson 829. A third Psych movie is on Peacock right now. Yeah, I watched it a couple months ago, but it's phenomenal. It's absolutely fantastic. I love all of those. Sinister SMR. The Dark Side Beckons. Boba and Bantha 2-pack. You're going to see some stuff at Celebration, and it's not going to be all Attack of the Clones, and you're going to get a wave. Darica says, I think we'll welcome in here, Darica. I think it'll be Padme and Mace since we have seen prototypes already. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. You saw Mace Windu within the teased in that photo specifically. And that's another thing I want to point out. Mace is coming, and I really believe he's coming this month. They purposely put him in the Battle Droid prototype photo. They purposely put Bespin Luke out on April 13th. They purposely put 5. I'm talking about 5. If 5 figures on May 4th, not the 16th anniversary, they put out 5 of the darn figures. Okay, not just 1, not just 2. Not just 3. Not just 4. 5. And you have to wonder, why didn't they save at least one of them for the anniversary? Because it didn't matter. They put it out way before the 16th. They don't have to wait to do this in celebration. They basically made sure they came out and told you on May 5th, hey, the next wave is coming. They purposely, everything's been purposeful, including the 2 releases that they did on the 16th. The Mace, and that's a battle droid, purposeful. I tell you, dude.
Let me tell you how messed up Hot Toys is. Okay, pay attention to this manipulation. So when Queen Studios came out and we were all about it, and oh my God, Hot Toys is gonna freaking close down. Look at what they're doing to us. Think about it though. We went from oh my God, Hot Toys, everything's in our Queen Studios. And literally since May started, we've been waiting for something to pop up every single day since they announced stay tuned for our next wave of thrills. So
it's so
how sick is it?
Marketing.
How sick is that? Because now, in our Queen Studios we're waiting for Hot Toys every day. Oh my God, is something coming out today? And that's my point. How crazy is this head game that they're playing right now? It's insane. It's the smartest thing they've ever done.
It really is, and it's hard for any of the other companies to get anything with a Star Wars license. As I was pointing out all during the show, Star Wars is the hot thing right now, and they're doing it with 2 shows. We didn't get to the Obi-Wan series, yet what's going on. Of course, they could blow it with the Obi-Wan series. You know that they're not going to. They've already learned their lessons from the past. There was a reason they spent $4 billion, which was a steal, back in 2012. There is a reason why they have so much invested into it. It's a big, giant IP. It's just as big as Marvel. And right now it's going to be their turn over the next, for a long, long time, for many, many years. And you're seeing everything and how it's competing with the movies. All the stuff with Star Wars going on with Spider-Man, No Way Home, that came out with the stuff months ago that I was, letting you know about. Stuff last year during the Black Widow movie. You have it right now during the Doctor Strange movie. You had it during Moon Knight and all these other series. They're doing it with The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, which some people gave it a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10. Totally get it and understand. But you know what? The world loved it. That's why it was up the finale 37% from the freaking Mandalorian, because they're hot. They're just hot. It's hot. So, it's going to be really, really interesting here on forward, not only the month of May, but going on, but they're getting the reaction with this marketing. They're getting me to talk about it. They're getting you to talk about it. They're getting everyone to talk about it. And we're seeing the results. I pulled up sideshow.com of how it's selling. They're getting information on how it's selling. They know what's hot right now in the midst of everything else that's out. They could actually calculate and put 2 plus 2 together, which equals 4. They know 1 plus 1 equals 2. And I think we're going to get crushed here this month with announcements. When we come out of here, we have 10 pre-orders right now for 2023, Fabio. June 1st, how many pre-orders are we going to have for Star Wars in 2023? We have 10 right now. What do you think will be between? Give me a between. You have to give me an exact number. I think we'll be between 15 and 20. Right now we're at 10, but that's where I think we'll be by the time the month's over.
Well, that's tricky because think about it. If they're going to be releasing waves like this, 5 figures in one wave.
Well, then that's 15 right there if they do a wave.
That's what I'm saying. So it depends. So it could vary a lot. If we're getting, for example, like I said, 5, first wave, another 5, let's just say 3 to 5, the second wave, because it doesn't mean we're getting another 5. 3 to 5, the second wave. How do we know that they're not going to do this again down the line? We don't.
Well, if
Yeah.
something's successful, you don't fix something that ain't broken. And they saw how successful this was versus last year, which wasn't very successful for them.
Correct.
Because the only figure that was number 2 out of everything that they released on May 4th last year was the Echo. Let's just be honest about it. Nothing else even cracked the top 10. I think Quill got as high as maybe 12 at one point. Blurgs didn't even crack the 15. I mean, we got to think about this. The Stormtrooper went up okay. I think it was, I don't know, 11. It wasn't that hot. It was the Grievous that went crazy on Sideshow. And the Echo, the Grievous was outselling the Echo the whole damn time. For a month, Grievous, or what that I have, Grievous was number 1. They come out with this year, dude, like you're saying. And these figures are absolutely killing it. They're going to do it again. Why? Because it worked.
But my thing is, like, I understand we're getting, these waves from specifically because it's an anniversary. Like, I get it. Like, we're not going to get waves like this all the time. But like you said, it's working for them. Again, not only, like you said earlier, we're sitting here talking about this. No, that's not even it. We always sit here and talk about Hot Toys. So it's not even about that. It's the fact that they have us sitting at home constantly checking to see, was it released tonight? Is the next wave here tonight? That's what I mean. It's insane. It's crazy that they have us constant, The reason why I'm pointing this out, it's because, again, we go from Queen Studios, Queen Studios, oh my God, Joker, oh my God, the new list, oh my God, what's the new guy? Gandalf, oh my. And now it's like, now you're going to be focused on us until we give you what we promised you.
Well, it's very interesting. Yeah. It's very interesting what you're saying, and I'm seeing some of the comments in here, and Baba Luigi saying Queen Studios trying to sell people over there. When it changed way more Hot Toys prices is crazy. People are acting like they're about to put Hot Toys out of business. LOL. Well, I think, here's my analysis on all of that. And it could be any company that's trying to go ahead and compete with Hot Toys in the 6 scale toys market. And always remember, it's a toys market, and they're called Hot Toys. And eventually you're going to get Hasbro and some of these other companies that will compete with Hot Toys in the toys market that are already in the toys business. And it's very, very important to understand that, because it's a very, very different collector that collects toys coming in from the outside that collects some of the other things. It's just different. And I talked about that over the last couple of weeks. But I think at the end of the day, no matter what company it is, and very, very exciting about Queen Studios or about this company or that company, you have to come out with the figures first. And when the figure comes out, then the proof's in the pudding. I think they're going to hit it out of the park. I have every expectation that they will, and that they will do, all these, that type of thing. But the thing is, it has to come out first. And you have to actually see something. I remember with Hasbro, with Black Series, they were teasing the, and I'm forgetting the name of it, so forgive me out there, but a lot of you are going to know. While they were doing the Black Series a couple years ago, or a few years ago, they were coming out with an 8-inch line, I believe it was, an 8 or 9-inch line. And they came out with a Luke Bespin and a Darth Vader, and they were really talking about, it's like a hyper reel. I think it was hyper reel. This hyper reel, it was kind of like next level. It was going to be better than Black Series. It was going to be, it could have even rivaled Hot Toys and that type of thing, just on a smaller scale. And it turned out to be, it turned out to not really be good. Production photos, it was okay, but then when it came out with the stuff, it was like, it's all right. And they didn't even make any more. It wasn't that. So at the end of the day, proof is in the pudding. You have to go out and put out the figure first. The figure comes out, and then you put out other figures. And this is going to happen with every company that these things come out with. Even Hasbro, when Hasbro competes with Hot Toys, they'll put out a nice prototype, and everyone will be going crazy, and everyone will be talking about that as well. But I personally want to see them put it out, just like they did with the Hyper Reel. I'll believe it when I see it. And even when they come out with it, then they have hundreds of figures to come out with to come in on this line. I think what Hot Toys does is they're certainly reminding us, Fabio, of who they are and how long it's going to take for even a company with Hasbro that has so much money, or if they wanted to do this, how long it would take to actually get to where they are. It's kind of hard, especially with the Star Wars license.
You know, anybody trying to compete with Hot Toys, period, needs to know what it is that makes Hot Toys Hot Toys. I think when you're a toy company trying to get into the world of realism or real life like stuff, I think people think it's easier than what it actually is. I think that companies have to do a lot of research before getting involved in it. It seems to me, at least, I don't know how everybody else feels, but it feels and it seems to me as if, which is why I speak about Hot Toys, figures specifically, as if it was an easy thing. Like, to me, Hot Toys makes their products look like it's just such a simple thing to make. And again, I say it meaning...
Well, they have a process in place that they've been doing for over 2 decades now.
Correct.
And they've got it perfected over the last
Correct.
decades. Yeah, I mean, it's a...
Correct.
And they have the distribution in place, too, to be able to get it out. They have the big licenses with Disney across the board on a vast array of everything Disney. So they got a lot of things in place, and they have a process. And it's hard to, unless you're in the toy business, to be able to emulate that the way that they're doing it. It's going to come, and it's happening. But you first have to get out your first figure. Then you got to get out your next couple of figures. Then you got to deal through your own problems, because all these companies have their own problems. Look what happened to Hasbro again with Hyperreal. It was a dud. If Hasbro jumps into this, they're going to have to invest. They're going to have a process. They're going to have to know what the heck they're doing. It's you can have all the money in the world. You still have to have something done. Howard Chan has laid a lot of his life down to have this in place, dude.
But my thing is, think about the evolution that took place within Hot Toys. Compare their older figures to what they are now. You know what I mean? That's a lot of evolution that they went through. That's a lot of R&D. That's a lot of failures. That's a lot of that's a lot of stuff as a company. To have a company that, yeah, it's a toy company, but is nowhere near close to what Hot Toys is capable of giving us. So it's not an easy thing to say, to just decide overnight, you know what, or not literally decide overnight, but because when we see a company making an announcement, we think, oh, they're getting into it now. Doesn't mean they haven't been, researching and talking about it for years. You know what I mean? So that's when I say overnight is when we see the announcement.
Yeah, and Commander Crook, head sculpts is where Hot Toys has grown over the years, and one of the other things, as well, and I kind of blew my screen up over here, but you guys can see that still. We kind of escaped that. There we go. It's hard to get the Star Wars license, and kind of finishing this up over here, and we're going to have a show on Friday night. You don't want to miss that. It is going to be the Market Show Live this coming Friday. You absolutely don't want to miss that. We are going to start a little bit earlier. We're going to go be filling in for the Man of Hot Collectibles, Dante, who's out of town. But in his place for this week, you are going to get the Dark Jedi and the Market Show Live this coming Friday for sure. And it's going to be a great paddle in the house. We're still working on that. We're going to have Fabio. We're going to have Big Bretta, Joao in the house. You don't want to miss that for sure. We're going to have the Friday crew on, so don't miss that. And probably start around 8 o'clock. But Star Wars, to finish this segment up, is very, very hot. And it's very, very hot in toys right now, and has a very, very hot collecting foundation, and it's very, very hard to get that license from Disney. And that's where Hot Toys has a lot of the world by the balls, so to say, with this. And you're going to get some other companies that are going to come in. They're going to try. Companies that have the license already are going to try and step it up. I think you're going to see Hasbro very, very soon, dude. It's a call that I'm making. They're going to do it. It'll be separate. It'll be something that they don't do. It'd be a different mechanism, but they're going to go ahead and dive into this, and it's going to be interesting to see. Going to be interesting to see Fabio with all these companies at the end of the day. The competition's coming. I look forward to the competition with Queen and some of these other studios, and some of the other big, financially backed ones.
And I don't know.
And it's not going to be easy for them. I'm just going to say it's not going to be easy, especially if Hot Toys continues to innovate, which it looks like they're doing.
No, and I don't know if you heard this too, but apparently J&D is starting up 6
Yeah.
as well. So can you imagine?
Yeah, that's another one.
Yep.
So you got J&D, you got Queen Studios. We're looking at a lot of these other companies that are like, oh, well, they're coming into it. And then you're going to get some of these monster companies that are going to come out of nowhere saying, really? Wow, they're going to go ahead and dive into that. Why is Gentle Giant getting in that? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why is Hasbro getting in that? Really? Well, because they're not going to lose money.
Yep.
There's a certain segment of collectors that are not giving Hasbro money because they're giving Hot Toys money. And like any other company, if you're not growing, you're dying. And, they could actually promote their Black Series and the return of their vintage collection in certain ways. Why are we giving Hot Toys? Oh, it's coming. It's true. Like Kurt Angle will say, it's damn true. But they have a lot to prove, every company, before they do it.
Correct.
And while all the same time, Hot Toys is just like, let me get you talking about Hot Toys, especially with the number one IP right now with Star Wars, because they have the license for it. It's interesting.
Yeah, no, and one thing I said yesterday on Joel's stream too, I'm going to repeat it for those who have missed it. I feel like this company, specifically, Queen Studios, getting involved with the 6 scale, figures. I think for me personally, my opinion, from what I see and notice, they're getting involved with this for money and only money. The reason I say, and I understand that, yeah, Hot Toys is in it for money as well, but look at the difference in what they're charging. A Hot Toy is not the price of a Queen Studios Joker. You know what I mean? Even a single figure. What I feel it's happening is they're giving us figures. They're getting involved in the hobby to make money. How does a company come out of nowhere with zero experience in 6 scale figures, and right off the bat, their first figure overly priced, $300 and whatever it was, $60, $350, $60, $70 for the Joker, sculpted hair, that's it. Hot Toys with years of experience, years of experience, and being settled in the game and establishing themselves in the game and being the number one in the game. They don't charge us that for a figure. So my point, but quickly, my point is this. My point is they're just going to give you figures at crazy prices to see who falls for it. And I think that's what's happening. If my thought process is, if their mentality was to be in the game long term, you start off, whether it's even with the pricing as Hot Toys, or give us a little bit less pricing, a little bit less expensive prices to get us hooked to their products. Show us the product, show us the quality, show us what you're capable of doing, giving us, and let us decide. Let us, oh wow, $250 for this figure, for this Joker. Look at the quality, look at the accessories, look at the body, look at the tailoring, look at everything. Awesome. I can't wait for the next figure. But right off the bat, $300 for this one, double packs here. They're giving us the apparently the Gandalf is $500. What? $500? You haven't even given us a single figure out yet. And you're charging these prices, so that's what I mean. So, be very careful with this. I don't know what their plan is. I don't know if they're planning on being around long term. I don't think they're going to be pulling Hot Toys numbers when it comes to sales because of the prices. So, people who are saying, "Oh, Hot Toys is nervous about competition," I don't think so. Hot Toys is going to be number one for a while, for a very long time, unless you have a company that has, that has a business goal of, we're going to try to stay, steady with Hot Toys. I feel like that'll work better than what Inert is doing.
No, and it's an interesting perspective, and you bring up some, very interesting points and good points. And the thing of it is that even if Hasbro were to announce tomorrow, hey, we're getting into the 6 scale business, some people may automatically assume, oh my God, Hot Toys is going to be crapping a brick, and they're not going to be, because they may say, oh, are you going to fail on that like you did with the hyper reel? Because we're not worried at all. Let me actually see you do it. The thing is, you have to step up to the plate. You have to win some rounds as a fighter. You start winning some rounds. Okay, you go through the amateur ranks. Now you're a pro. Now you go ahead. You win this fight. You win that fight. You start working your way up to the top 40, the top 30, the top 20, the top 15, the top 20. That's a lot of figures. You're knocking a lot of figures out of the park along the way. And you're proving yourself that you're going to continue to do this through the years. Right. Then all of a sudden, you start looking at that. I personally don't think with any of these companies that Hot Toys is nervous at all. I think they know they got to innovate, because if they're a business that doesn't suspect that these companies are going to start doing it, they're outside their mind. I think they know that. And I think that they also know that they want to be able to keep the attention on themselves. So they're continuing to they're innovating in their marketing. They sucked at it last year when it came to Star Wars, because they weren't invested in Star Wars as much last year as they are this year. And they took the time to investigate what it means to be a Star Wars toy collector. There's a reason that there is a Midnight Madness. There's a reason that there is a Force Friday. There is a reason why people who collect Star Wars toys would camp out for weeks before the actual toy comes out, not just a movie. There's a reason of all this lore with Star Wars toys, which is not very comparable to other toys. And you can't do what you did last year on May 4th and come out with that garbage. And I don't mean to call it garbage, but it was garbage. Garbage for May 4th. You don't do that with this franchise, with toy collectors. It doesn't work. They took the time to listen. They took the time to investigate. Why are they taking the time to listen? Why are they taking the time to investigate? Why are they taking the time to do Star Wars right? Because they know that's where their future is, because of how everything's selling. And that's what you're starting to see right now. And that's what's going to be very hard to compete with, because they have a process on how to get the head sculpts out for these figures, how to get the materials out that look that way, how to make sure that, everything is packed correctly, how it gets shipped, this and that. So it's very, very difficult. But if they stay still, if they stood still with Star Wars, it would be a joke right now, but they're taking the next step. If they stay still in their business, but with their innovation, people will copy innovation. People will, on the other side of that token, people will reverse engineer what they're doing. Just like we reverse engineered back in 1947, the Roswell UFO crash, just like we reverse engineered so a lot of that technology and a lot of it that we don't even know about. There's going to be a lot of companies that are going to reverse engineer a lot of their technology and their processes as well. The difference being their process, they have it's hard from ideation through feasibility, through launch, through production, through distribution to on shelf. That's a different story, and it's hard to copy.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. 100% right. And we have to thank The Mandalorian for all of that. Because without The Mandalorian, Star Wars would be the same exact thing it was before Mandalorian.
Absolutely. So let's go ahead and wrap this up. I don't normally go this late, but this has been a lot of fun. Again, for everybody who's here.
We made up.
Closing this show out. If you don't have 6scalecantina.com bookmarked, please go ahead and consider doing so. And if you want to go ahead and join the channel, go to 6scalecantina.com. I mean, you can click the little join button in the YouTube channel. You click on it, it shows everything that it comes with. If it interests you, you may want to consider joining the channel with that. But if you want more of a preview, go to 6scalecantina.com. And you'll see on the homepage this little pink banner on the right side. and it gives you some of the banners up that you see there. You see like this pleather cracking that Fabio and I talked about the last week, and collecting climate tips. You get that exclusively as a Cantina Insider. I give you a lot of insight. I actually take a couple of figures and actually do the pleather treatment to the figures. I show you what I use. I show you how I apply it. I tell you how often I do it. I also go through my climate control tips as well. You also see I get Sunday Live when it's not a holiday, or I'm not going through craziness like I did this week, which is why you just saw me today. You see a lot of the different things here. You could also check out this quarter scale Grogu crazy unboxing with the split screen. That's up for everybody. That gives you a sneak peek as to the crazy unboxings you would get as a Cantina Insider. Again, and then you just click the little join button. You're happy with all this, you can join it. I will be live again this coming Friday. Let's go ahead and shoot for 8 o'clock that we're going to go here, Fabio.
Yep.
On Friday. And we will go with the market show live. I'll be taking over for Dante this week while he's away. But we'll be holding the fort down the best that we can. We won't be riding like a bantha, on Friday, because we'll be, but we'll have a lot of this. And we'll certainly be talking about some of these.
That laugh is so great.
Fabio, I'm not going to ask what's going on your channel. I'm not doing that anymore with anybody. You need to subscribe to Fabio. If you don't know what's going on his channel, he's got more figures than anybody in the 6 scale that I've ever seen. You got to absolutely subscribe to him. We got to get him to 1,000. You see how awesome he is, all the insight he has. He's been collecting these 6 scale figures for years. You absolutely want to go subscribe to him right now on his channel. Links in the video description. Just type in Fab's figures. You know how to go. He's got, you want to know what's going on in his channel? You want to see every figure in the universe? Go to Fab's Figures. Subscribe to 6 Scale Cantina. Good to be back. Hope you enjoyed the show over here. And remember, I don't always buy coffee out or a spotchka. But when I do, I buy it from 6 Scale Cantina. Stay thirsty, my friends. See you Friday.